This goal will never get old. Smash the like button. Big up you lot tuned in, man. Serious. Watch it. There.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Hey, are we live? We're finally live. People deluded, I'm back again. As you can see above my head top, it's Arsenal against Lyon. It's our last and final game of pre-season before next week kicking off against Wolves. It's almost showtime now. Hopefully we win. We get free. Well, you know, I'm already in season mode. We can't get 3 points. Long story short, hopefully there's no injuries. We get more fitness in the legs. We win. Feel good factor goes into next week, people. And hopefully it's a good game of football. It's unfortunate that due to Lacazette playing for France, obviously at the Olympic Games, we won't get to welcome him back. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is obviously travelling with Lyon, and it's nice to see that he's cutting out a good future. You know, big up the Highlanders, man, to see Balogun doing well, Joe Willett doing well, Iwobi doing well, Smith Rowe doing well. He scored again in pre-season. He's cooking, people. So, yeah, as usual, smash the like button. Big up you lot, whether on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, actually. I don't know why we're live on Twitter, but nonetheless, the show has to keep going. Hopefully, it's a good game of football. Predictions, talking points, all of that good stuff. We've got 57 minutes until kickoff, folks. Hopefully, it's a good game of football and we win. Big up the Canadians, man. Greetings from Canada this time. Kay, you must be on holiday, man. Big up you. Hope you're doing well and safe, and everybody else tuned in. Bro, how to watch live in India? I'd suggest Arsenal.com or a stream, my guy. I wouldn't know specifically for, you know, if you're Indian or in India, how you would look to go about that. But yeah, I must admit, I do want to see the lineups from both teams. So let's try and find exactly that. Lyon, okay, on Lyon's Twitter. Who you got in the 11? Okay, that's your squad. And Arsenal, as long as Gabriel Hayes. You know what? Calafiori and Gabriel Jesus, please. Calafiori. And actually, I want to see Timber back as well. Come on, man. Come on, Arsenal. Oh. What's all of this about Arsenal, man? Like, the lineup's out, but it's a weird ass way of putting it, people. Kai Havertz is in midfield. Saka and Rice are starting. Okay, it's a bit of a weird flex, but all right, cool. If that's what we're doing, all right, fair enough. Let me share my screen and you lot can see the lineups of Arsenal and Lyon, people. Now, where Arsenal are concerned, you've got Raya, Benjamin White, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz. Now, before I carry on the bench, Ramsdale, I can't lie, Mikel Arteta, I hear it, you know, we're preparing for next season and whatnot. But Ramsdale really couldn't get a 1-2 start this week in the Emirates Cup in what's probably going to be a good buy. Fair enough. But you've got Ramsdale, Setford, Calafiori, Heaven, Lewis Skelly, Nichols, Kivior, Jorginho, Nelson, Ethan. I think that says Trossard, Jesus, and Ketty. There must be another name there that this watch live thing is blurring out. But nonetheless, I must admit, would it be too far-fetched to assume that that's the starting lineup for the Wolves game? Now, things can change. Big up Calafiori for being on the bench. I don't know what's going on with Timber, but big up Calafiori for being on the bench. We hope he gets some minutes, but that tells me he's going to kind of be eased into his life at Arsenal for whatever reason. It strikes me a bit of Arsene Wenger used to do that. Like, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. I look at Ozil and Alexis Sanchez, but typically when Arsene Wenger used to sign players, they didn't just start playing straight away. They kind of got phased in and eased in and were on the bench an abnormal amount of time. So I actually think this will be the lineup we see against Wolves or something similar, in my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, it said Havertz in midfield. Oh, no, I'm not reading things properly. Dyslexic. Havertz is up front where he should be. I think that's the lineup for Wolves. Now, people can say what they want about Zinchenko. Do I think Zinchenko should be the first choice left back? No, I don't. Do I think he's got some unique qualities that his other left back competitors don't have? 100%. You know, on paper, Zinchenko should be the best in the middle and final third in this inverted kind of system that we play, ahead of Tomiyasu, Timber, Calafiori. With all of that being said and everything they bring to the table, I'm playing Calafiori in no order. Calafiori, Timber, Tomiyasu, they're all ahead of him in the pecking order. But I wouldn't write off Zinni, and I don't, well, He's got 2 years left on his deal. Doesn't seem like there's any offers at this moment in time. He's going to have to keep it moving in that regards. And he had a good game, in my opinion, in the last Emirates Cup outing, in the week. That being said, he still had, I'm probably overselling it, saying he had a lot to do defensively. I don't wholeheartedly think that's true or necessarily believe that, but it was another game where they're attacking heavily down Zinchenko's side. So, yeah, man, Zinni, stand up to be counted. Kivior's going to be interesting because, during the American tour, once you look past the Eddie Nketiahs, the Reece Nelsons, the Emil Smith-Rowes who eventually left, the Calafiori stuff, Kivior was someone that you probably thought would have either left the camp early and probably signed for an Italian team. Then it kind of went blank. Like there was a lot of radio silence. Now he's being linked with Inter Milan and Juventus. Again, people, check out the transfer news video I did. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of cool with the lineup, man. Trossard probably count himself like last season. Unlucky to not be starting. I'm backing Martinelli all the way. Saka is Saka. Rice is Rice. Odegaard is the linchpin in our midfield, is the nucleus of this team and has looked good in pre-season. Kai Havertz, keep doing what you're doing. Nice to see you back up front. Nice to see, quote unquote, the first choice back five or something similar to that. I've not got no complaints. Would have loved to have seen Ramsdale get some game time, but we're not a charity in it. If this is what Arteta wants to rock with, this is what he wants to rock with. Looking at Lyon's lineup again, well, this is just their squad essentially, people. Come on, Lyon, man. Don't be lazy. Where's the graphic designers? Let's refresh the page and see if we can get there starting. Okay. So, yeah, welcome back, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm not going to Kakare. I'm a big fan of you. Taliso, we've seen you a couple of times. We all know about Ben Rama. I can't pronounce this lad's name, the Georgian lad, but he is quite techie. So it is going to be a big test for our players today. Orban, if he comes on the pitch, I don't want him to get injured, but he needs to get clamped. I have not forgotten the comments you made about Arsenal, alluding to us not being a big club. And I'm not one that gets upset about such people. 2 more signings, and this is a team that starts to convince me more. I hear you. But I need a bit more. I'm being a bit greedy because the first thing I ask myself is squad depth. Now, the window isn't closed. We've brought Calafiori in. They say next week is a vital week where Mikel Moreno's concerned. But at this moment in time, are we stronger than we was last season? Are we? And I'm not trying to criticize us, but are we? I don't think we are a week ahead of the season. Now, which we've got a good team, but in terms of kicking on, strikers, the wingers, central midfield isn't there. Again, think Partey is good. Think Rice is good. Think Fabio Vieira and Jorginho have a role to play. Obviously, I'm not the biggest of fans with Kai Havertz in midfield, but I do think people do a bit too much. We can get away with it according to certain games. We need a central midfielder. Now, Edu's going to have to get his checkbook out, if I'm honest with you. I would love a striker. I would love a striker and a winger on top of the starting 11. You see, we need depth. Like, I would say we probably, in my opinion, obviously, Arteta's got more than this, but I genuinely think push comes to shove. There's 12 players that are really trusted, starting 11 and Trossard generally throughout last season. And just look at the minutes, whatever the manager says, look at the minutes of those who played. Look at the December period and look at when push comes to shove and we weren't doing our thing and we was looking, like we could lose our season. Who was starting the games? That tells you who Arteta trusts. Again, if you think I'm exaggerating and we could push it from 12 to 14, is that sustainable for a 38-game Premier League calendar, a Champions League calendar where you've now got 2 extra games? Obviously, the League Cup isn't of the greatest of importance, but I want to win that. It's a cup. The FA Cup needs to return. Big up S. A man said, Arsenal absentees versus Lyon. Timber, slight foot issue. Fabio Vieira, slight hip issue. I mean, Fabio Vieira, we're used to it. Timber, I hope it's a thing where they're just taking their time. If they're going to rush him, it's going to be against Wolves. You can take the couple of games off and you're still in training. If it's something more, it'd be quite the setback for Timber because he was getting minutes in pre-season. Calafiori looks like he's being eased in. So as I said, I personally think the back five, and it's not even I think we all know, Raya, Saliba, White, Gabriel, probably Zinchenko up until a point. That's going to be the first choice back five. And Zinni, you know, if Zinni's form is out of this world, you're not necessarily going to lose your spot. You've got some big competition in the ranks here. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, Fabio Vieira, it's where Fabio Vieira is concerned, it's like a circle. It's like a never-ending cycle. You show a bit of promise, you get some minutes, you get injured, you're back to square one. The cycle continues. And again, I'm a big fan of Fabio Vieira, but I've got to be honest, you know, this time next year, if we're still saying certain things around one, you know, I hate to throw him in there, but Tomiyasu, Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, we're going to have to look towards doing something. Yo, DG, you good? How was your weekend? Appreciate that asking, man. It's always about Arsenal. It's never about how I'm doing. I'm doing well, man. You know what? It's been a bit of a boring weekend, man. I ain't even done nothing but make videos and edit, really and truly, man. So yeah, turn on your notification bells and make sure you're following on both channels, man. Do you think Partey will play a crucial role this season? Yes and no. I think on paper, even if we sign Mikel Moreno, I think Partey, well, the midfield you're seeing of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, that is our best midfield. That is the first choice midfield. But naturally, Partey's durability is an issue. So I think through the season, Mikel Moreno probably asserts himself into that starting 11. And for all of Partey's injury issues and him being a bit part player last season, when push came to shove and we was in that last little run in the season, who played? Thomas Partey. He's a quality player. It's just all the other baggage. So I'd assume so. And again, it's another summer window where clearly the club have tried to, I won't say actively push Thomas Partey out, but they've tried to entertain offers. That hasn't happened. You've got to utilize him. Him and Jorginho got a big role to play. So yeah, man, if that answers your question, he has to, man. Unless we're gonna sign someone better than him, or two midfielders have to. Big up DG, hot days ahead for sure, man. Patience is key in the transfer window, but man, we look so light. We need to get in those signings. You said it, patience is key, but the more the days go on, we get a bit nervous, man. Like again, couple of injuries, we're actually in trouble, and I don't want to draw too many conclusions, but I am keen to see what we look like after the first 5 to 10 games, purely because of we've had a bit of a it's because of the Copa America and all of these things. It hasn't been exactly an ideal preseason. There's a couple of injury doubts. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on, man, in that regards. Bear in mind, Arteta acknowledges we have the smallest squad in the league. So if the club continues with this pace, that's their own. There you have it. And again, you look at Reece Nelson and Kivior on the bench. I think it's an interesting one because Kivior, I'm sure, wants to play more games. And if Inter Milan, Juventus, AC Milan, if these clubs genuinely are interested in you and you're going to play more of a significant role, you probably, A, want to make that move, and 2, you don't really care like what Arsenal are doing. But from a club point of view, obviously Kivior and Nelson could bring some money into this football club. But would you let them go with the injuries? Again, if something happens to Zinchenko, then you're looking at Kivior and Calafiori. Now, for me, Calafiori is the next one in line naturally, but he hasn't kicked a ball for us. Arteta makes a big case of, his physicality at this moment in time and bedding him in. So you might have to keep him. Nelson, obviously, is a big part player. The minute everybody's fit, you're in trouble, really, in terms of being on the bench, let alone getting minutes. But do you let Nelson go without bringing in an attacker? Because if you let Eddie Nketiah and Nelson go on top of Smith Rowe, obviously departing, yes, they're on the peripheral things, but they're all attacking options. We're literally weaker there. Yes, at the start of the season, we look all right. Gabriel Jesus is fit. If I'm looking at it cynically throughout our whole squad, going into squad depth, God forbid, but we probably all expect Partey to get injuries and that to be a theme. We probably all expect the same for Tomiyasu. We probably expect the same for Gabriel. Jorginho's known to get a bit of knocks, miss a 1 week or 2 week here and there. Zinchenko's the same. How many players in that squad typically are durable? Now, injuries happen. It's like, footballers getting injured is like a chef cutting their hand. It comes with the business, and we should have squad depth. But how many of these players can you bet to play the majority of the season? Saliba, he's done it the last 2 years. Benjamin White, he's done it. Raya and Ramsdale by default, goalies and whatnot. Declan Rice, you'd imagine such. Odegaard, the same. Saka, the same. To a degree, Martinelli. And obviously Kai Havertz. And, Calafiori, since he got over his long-term injury a few years ago, seems to have a near spotless injury record. But I can't really include you in that because you ain't kicked the ball for us. Even Nelson picks up knocks, so we'll have to see. Would you rather the club sign the striker/winger that didn't fit the plan, or wait for better options on the market? There's no point signing anyone that doesn't fit the plan, man. But what is the plan? Like, what is the plan? And I don't know what we're going for. Are we going for the household names that, all us fans would want? Nico Williams, that looks like a myth. Pedro Neto, obviously, is going to Chelsea. Do you go for players that you might turn your nose up at, but they're available? I don't want it, but Zaha, for example, clearly needs to get out the Galatasaray stuff. Some Arsenal fans talk about Marcus Rashford. Some talk about signing Mudryk. Or do you go for like a more rawer talent? Like we've been linked with the Brighton guy, the Ivorian lad. We've been linked with him again. I don't know how legitimate that is. We were linked with PSV's Bakayoko. Do you go for someone of that ilk? So you want someone that fits the plan. But again, Mikel Arteta said we've got one of the smallest squads. You could go back to last summer and speak about central midfield and a striker. Arteta himself in an interview said we sat down in March and April to discuss new signings in areas. Obviously, we're now in August. And personally, I think a striker would have been an even more of a priority at this football club had Kai Havertz not have had that great second half of the season, and that's maybe made them calm down a bit. So of course you want players that fit the plan, but at the same time, we can't keep using that as an excuse. Like, I don't want to sign players for the sake of it, but we're flirting with success now. Like, we're genuinely flirting with maybe winning a Prem or something like that. Get over the line, because we can't say we know more than Mikel Arteta and they do. But as an Arsenal fan, it feels like everybody can see you get a central midfielder, you get another wide man, you get a striker, the ceiling is raised, and then it's just about marrying that with more squad depth. So yeah, man, you don't want to. And that's what, to be fair to you, that is one thing I like Mikel Arteta and they do what they've done, because there was years in the previous regime, in fact, even under them, when we got Willian, Marie, Cedric, these stopgap signings that ultimately proved to be expensive because they weren't doing the jobs. We've shown that we won't sign people if then we're not 100% convinced. We go back to, I think it was the year that we lost out on top four. I think we lost against Newcastle and Spurs. We could have signed a striker then. We didn't do it, or we didn't act in the market. So they know it. We know it. Centre mid and a quality winger. I don't know if it wins us the league on paper, but it definitely improves us. But I agree, a week away from the season, I don't know, G. And again, we've got enough in the squad to keep it moving. But at the same time, you're right. And it's a techie one, really, of course. Definitely based off the last two seasons where we got the signings in early, like Declan Rice, Timber, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko. All of them were signed. And again, there's been Copa America and Euros and whatnot. I think we are stronger than last season. I thought our main issue was the left-back position, and we signed the top-class left-back problem solved. Collectively, I don't think we're stronger, because I'm not saying we are. I'm not saying we're not. We ain't seen us kick a Premier League ball. And I think a true reflection on where every team will be in is in the first 5 to 10 games. But you are right. You know, the Athletic and all of them places, they said Arsenal wanted to sign a left-back. We've got that in. I'd imagine we sign a keeper or two, depending on what happens with Aaron Ramsdale, and we've gone over the other issues. Moreno for 17 million is such a bargain. Bring him in, man. I don't think he moves the needle, but I think Moreno's issue is a bit like when we signed Benjamin White and Ramsdale, in that they're not seen as sexy signings. They're not going to make fans get gas. I don't think Moreno is going to sell too many shirts, but he could play as an 8 or a 6. He's durable. He's good in the air. He's obviously tenacious. He's got the Spanish technical qualities with him. Crucially, where you look at where we tried to get Zubamendi, where Tini was on loan at Sociedad, where we tried to get one of their wingers, we have to have watched him and known everything about him. And he's 28 now. People will say, "Oh, he's 28. He can't kick a ball. He's finished." Smash the like button. Can we get to 100 likes, people? But I look at that and praise him, because the vast majority of our squad are in their early to mid 20s. I'm not saying anyone doesn't have a sense of urgency, but at 28 years of age, it's your Moreno. You've made the step up to Arsenal. You know what we're fighting for. Your career is going to be done soon, so there's a legit sense of urgency to want to achieve stuff. And obviously, Mikel Arteta can make Moreno learn new things, but he's 28. What you see to a degree is what you get. He's a seasoned veteran in that regards. All we've needed for the years is a 20-plus goal striker. Yet again, we don't get one. We'll never overtake City until we do. I don't know, man, because last season, without a striker, we probably should have won the league. We could have won the league. And I've said it, for me personally, the last 2 years, before I look at what City have done and how good they are, not to criticize them, I think we've lost out on the Premier League through our own doing. You know, we can't expect us to win every game and not drop a point, but you almost kind of have to have that mentality if you are going to pit Manchester City to a Premier League title. And I don't agree with all this. You know how agendas are. Arsenal played for a draw against City away from home. Even if we did play for a draw, which I don't believe is such, so what? Because when we've gone gun-ho in games lost, that you can't win. You know the talking points. And again, I don't think the top 6 games in general is where it was lost to a degree, unless it's Chelsea away, where we took an hour to turn up and had to salvage something. Spurs, we didn't kill off the game. It's the 2 games against Villas. It's definitely the game at West Ham at the Emirates. The Newcastle game as well. So a lot of we've kind of for as much as we've manufactured where we are as a club in a positive light, negatively, in my opinion, we've shot ourselves in the foot, which could be a blessing and a curse. Need to stop signing squad players and improve the starting 11, as the starting 11 isn't good enough. Bit harsh, man, because the starting 11, I think I actually think it's a good starting 11, man. I think they're all good players out there. But if you could bring me a top-level striker, whoever that is, fair play. If you could bring me a left winger or an inside forward that's on what Saka's on and carries that kind of goal threat on a consistent basis, I'm on that. I keep waffling about central midfield. So, yeah. Partey, Fabio, Jesus, Timber get injured too much. Bit harsh to throw Timber in there, because I think everyone could expect when you're coming back from an ACL injury, it's known you pick up little niggles and knocks here, and we have to tread carefully with him. So, I mean, in hindsight, you could show that, but I wouldn't describe Timber as an injury-prone player. But Partey picks up knocks, Fabio and Jesus do, you're right. Tomiyasu the same, and there's a bunch of others that people don't speak about because they'll miss 2 weeks here, 1 week here. Nobody really picks up on these things. My goal for Partey this season is for him to stay out of the hospital, but probably asking too much, man, in that regards. Big up yourself, Nuances. What if Ben White gets injured? God forbid, but you know, you didn't. One thing I'm kind of confident on, and again, if we suffer multiple injuries, we're in trouble. But I think we can cope with defensive injuries. You know, Benjamin White gets injured, then naturally, you know, he's not in the squad at the moment, but you'd imagine there's Timber there. He's not in the squad either, but Tomiyasu is there. To be fair, God forbid, if something happens to Benjamin White, boy, I don't know. I don't know what we do, actually. I don't know what we do. Do you put Saliba over there, put Declan Rice centre half? I'm not sure. Do you put the young Josh Nichols in? For a game like this, yeah, I don't think he's ready for Premier League football, the greatest of respect to him. We never address problem areas for years, yet when the season starts, we just expect those. Hopefully, we could prove everyone wrong. Could never forget Tomiyasu, but if you're not fit and you're not in the squad, then we can only talk about the options that are available, innit? Did you watch Spain the other day beat France, and that Lopez guy looks the real deal, and the other kid who scored the last two? Yeah, I did. We did a watch along for it, man. Congratulations to Spain, commiserations to France. If we are going to buy a winger, Doué is the one for me now. I don't think Doué is a long-term winger, if I'm honest. He can play off that, and I'd love him to sign for us, but it's going to need big money. He did say he'd make a decision on his future. I can't lie, Oscar Bob, big up to you. Like that were part of my community shield watch along. Reactionary, yes, but I was thinking, Arteta, you can't ask a favour of Pep Guardiola and bring Oscar Bob. You can't get Odegaard to talk to his fellow Norwegian and make things happen. We've already got the best Norwegian in the league. You're a fan of Nines DG. He announced a new album yesterday. One of my favorite artists of all time. Of course, I'm a fan of Nina, man. But you know, I don't get too excited when he says that because we're probably going to wait 2 years for the album. But yeah, Nines is one of my favorite UK artists. I'm more like the Nines is, the Potter Papers, the Blake Browns, these kind of guys, man. Young players need game time. They're unlikely to get much under Arteta. I do think there's opportunities to give Ethan more significant minutes and to a lesser degree Lewis Skelly. But at the same time, it's not like when Arsenal were rebuilding and we're in Europa League. We can't give everybody all these game time to young players, significant game time. 20 minutes, 60 minutes, it's not enough. You probably need 5 to 10 games. Fans say this, and I'm not saying you're saying this, Roy, but fans say this. If we was to say, you know what, Ethan and Lewis Skelly, you're not going to play the first 5 to 10 games of the season. People won't care if these young players will make mistakes. Lewis Skelly did it the other day. Seasoned vets do. You have to give them that scenarios where they could learn, and I think that's where they're there. People won't care because obviously it directly affects the Premier League points tally, which at the end of the season, as you know, every point counts, man. So we just have to slow cook them, man. Happy Sunday, bro. This is the exact team that didn't win, and other teams look better. Brighton, Villa, West Ham, Palace, Newcastle, all tricky games now. We have to get Osman now. Bit harsh to say that, but I hear it. And I mean, every game's tricky. I mean, nobody wants to play Brighton. They're not the Brighton they once was. No one wants to play them. West Ham is a tricky game. Crystal Palace away. No one really wants to go there. It's the Premier League, man. And big up to everyone who has hit the like button, man. God bless you all. Keep your thoughts coming, people. We've got just over half an hour until we actually watch this. Buddy, it's a shame about Timber. It is, but I'd rather us take our time with him than rush people back. They get injured. It's a shame, man. It really is a shame. It really is a shame. Do you think Ethan can be decent midfield cover this season, or do you not think Arteta will use him like that? Can't lie, it looks like he belongs. I think Ethan's one of those that Mikel Arteta, unless you're kind of that level of talent, I think you might struggle. I think he could get game time. When that comes, how that comes, I don't know. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. But you'd imagine so. You'd imagine with Smith Rowe and Nelson gone, not that they played a lot of minutes, but he could take those minutes. He can actually play out wide. I think he's long-term an 8 and a 10. And he's learning his trade, man. I think we've got a really good player in him and Lewis Skelly. And naturally, with Lewis Skelly, it'd be nice to see what we do in the next 2 years, really, jumping ahead, because I love Tomiyasu. But I think a big reason as to why Tommy never got an extended, like his length of his contract when he signed the new one wasn't as long, or his injuries. Zinni's got a 2-year deal. Now, you never know. Zinchenko's form next season could be out of this world. The same goes for someone like Thomas Partey or Jorginho, and they sign new deals. But Lewis Skelly is a midfielder by trade, learning to play the inverted role. Between Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Partey, Jorginho, naturally, where these players leave, people could, obviously we're going to sign players, but they could fill in there, if that makes sense. Reece James finished DG. It's a shame, man. Keeping up the theme with injuries. I know he plays for Chelsea, but it's a shame Reece James can't stay fit. It's like he's made of glass, and you know it's got to knock your confidence. It's got to mess with you mentally. Like you keep getting knocks. Apparently, it's described as relatively minor, which for his sake, I hope it is. But Yeah, man, it is crazy where that's concerned. I think we'll sign an attacking player when the window is about to end. Hopefully, it's a striker. I'm not gonna lie. Winger or striker? If you could only give me one, which one would I lean to? You see, I probably have said striker in a lot of the videos, but I'm starting to think winger now, and that's only because I love Martinelli and I love Trossard. But if we're not gonna go, we're not obviously. I don't know who these names are, but if you're not gonna bring me Isaac, if you're not gonna bring me the Osmans, them kind of strikers there, do we just copy the Liverpool model indirectly? Where if you remember, they had Salah, they had Mane, they had Firmino. Now, obviously, Firmino can get goals. He's a quality player. He did score a lot of goals, but they weren't live or dying by that. Now it is completely different. Obviously, Firmino's a better footballer, but if we just you say Kai Havertz is our Firmino, you've got Saka on the right, you've got a next one that's putting up Saka's numbers on top of, everybody else doing what they're doing. I could live with that. Oscar Bob's a lovely player, man. Him and that McCatree guy look good, man. I mean, that Nico O'Reilly looks ready technically, don't look ready to be playing for City at this moment in time. Opinions on the eventual Everton point deduction again. Boy, what's going on at Everton, man? Every week you wake up, they're getting points deductions. What's going on there? At this point, I don't know what to say apart from what's going on, bro. What is going on there? DG, when you going to do an Animal Collective album listening party? Respectfully, who the hell is that? Send Ethan and Skelly on loan to a team pushing for the championship promotion. Not yet. They're not ready for loans yet. They don't need to go on loans yet, in my opinion. You got to remember, they're still developing physically, It would be nice to accelerate it. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, went on loan at 17. I think Ethan's one that needs to... You could go on loan, but I think Ethan's one that needs to stay in and around the squad, like a Foden kind of thing. You will get time. Lewis Skelly as well. I think you're best served learning, training with the first team, doing what you're doing at under 21s. Now, again, in January, you never know, but I don't think there's a loan needed. And physically, which goes with young players, people forget about it. They're young boys, respectfully, not in a condescending way. They're like 17. They're still technically going through puberty. Only what last year or the year before have they actually started training and playing full-time programs where you're doing gym work, you're doing all of these things on top of playing games. And physically, there's like 40 games in the championship. Obviously, if you play on the Monday, it typically takes 48 hours to recover. So you're going to be recovered by Wednesday, and if you've got 2 games in a week, 3 games in 10 days, it's a lot. So I don't think they're quite there yet, but naturally that would be something, had Waters and Koja Juby still been at the club and not into the first team setup, them kind of players go on loan. So yeah, man. Lewis Skelly's a left winger for Academy. I don't think he's a left winger, but I hear that. Well, Arteta doesn't rate Rice as a 6. He wants him as an 8. I wouldn't say he doesn't rate him as a 6. He's done the 6 thing for Arsenal. But if he wants him to be an 8, be an 8, really. It'd be interesting if and when, I say if and when because it's not confirmed that Moreno's an Arsenal player, what we actually do with Declan Rice. Now, obviously, Moreno's left-footed. Rice is right-footed. So naturally, you think Rice moves off to the right-hand side. I did a video on this. Go and check it out. Where obviously on the right-hand side, we're spoiled. You've got Saliba, Benjamin White, Odegaard, Peel's over there. And, the star boy, Saka is over there. So he could do that. But you can't rule out Rice staying over on the left-hand side and Moreno playing on the right. I don't think that would happen, really. I just see Rice as a multifunctional done. Like, you could be Rodri in the 6. You could do your all-action 8. It would just be nice if we're going to do this Rice 8 stuff, if he could have a consistent, ever-present partner in midfield. Because last season, there was a lot of chopping and changing, and that indirectly, there was a lot of factors that probably correlated as to why we had a struggle on the left-hand side. We had no stability, really. Zini in and out the side, and his forms on the floor have not replaced Granit Xhaka. Obviously, between Trossard and Martinelli, it was either here or there. So there's issues there. And then you've got Rice also learning that kind of trade there. So, yeah. My point is, how far have we moved the needle this window? We have potentially more points dropped than last season based on the resurgence of teams like United, Chelsea, Spurs too. But I hear you, but there's no evidence on that. We haven't seen a ball kicked, and naturally, no 2 seasons are alike. I don't think we're going to have the same top 6 record, but, Chelsea have signed a bunch of players, and I do think, I don't know if their manager will do well, but I think based on what you hear him say, it seems quite interesting. There's no guarantee. United will be better, but there is no guarantee. And also, I do think where you look at Premier League football, and I'm not saying you're saying this, but it's just seen as new signings solves everything. Of course, we need new signings. Of course, I want new signings, but the collective group improving, taking what they did good last season and making it great. So we've got stability. You can't exactly say that for United. You definitely can't say that for Chelsea with their millions of footballers. So, yeah, I mean, naturally, it's you've got to adapt, or you could stagnate. But I think we're doing a lot. I do agree with the point about moving the needle. But if you can't raise the ceiling, raise the floor. And I think California in his own way indirectly raises the ceiling and the floor because you've got good options fighting defensively. Mikel Moreno comes in. It's nice to have somebody else in midfield that could potentially be ever present. But if we don't get a striker or a winger, ideally both, we've gone as far as we can, really. I think we're not getting any attacking players. Then we're standing in the rain with no jacket, no umbrella, and complaining why we're wet, really. Saka needs cover. He does. Agreed, we've not improved. Everyone else has. I mean, we won't see, and you still couldn't draw conclusions, but you're not going to see anything, in my opinion, based on what teams have done in preseason or new signings until it's about 5 to 10 games in the season. We need cover for Saka. Arteta takes too many risks with him. I hear you, and I definitely think we need that. And Saka deserves the luxury of, being rested and all of those kind of things. But at the end of the day, this is the reality. The best players play a whole bunch of games. You look at Salah, you look at Kevin De Bruyne, you look at Haaland, you look at half of these players that have done something. They play a crap load amount of games. This is the dynamics of football. I'm not saying it's right because there is a greater debate for welfare of footballers, with all these pointless friendlies and all of these things. But this is it now. This is the big boy leagues. For me, Rice is a 6, not an 8. After the official signing of Moreno becomes official, Arteta will put Rice in the 6. We'll have to see, man. Keep your opinions coming. It will be assisted Smith Rowe yesterday, almost shed a tear. Big up Smith Rowe, man. He's going in my FPL team until he picks up that first injury. Keep your thoughts coming. Where's my water? It's hot in the United Kingdom. I can't lie, it's actually hot in this. I might have to swap t-shirts, man. Like, it is boiling. It's too hot for this. Big up to you, look, because we were having a debate about Arsenal shirts, and I completely forgot I had this. Tells you how many I've got. Gabby, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus, if they score double figures each, plus Kai and Saka, we need speedy threats more than an out-and-out scorer. I hear you, but this is the unanswered questions. Like, you look at our attacking options. I say this probably every stream. Who you betting your house on is going to get them goals? Everyone's got the capacity to do it, but when you break it down, for me, only Bukayo Saka, who's our top goal scorer, I believe, last season. I could be wrong. If Saka has an off day or an injury, we're in trouble. Kai Havertz, great quality. Hope it continues. Doing well for the football club. First choice striker, in my opinion. But you only did it for half a season. Very different to expect you to do that for 38 games or at least 20, 25 of those. Jesus, all the ability in the world, mediocre in front of goal. Trossard, quality player, but very hot and cold on the goal scorer in front. And a lot of those goals came in the second half of the season. Martinelli, the last 2 years prior to the one next week, 2 very different players. Who can you bet on up front? In the same way, it's very different, but you look at our defensive options, you can bet Benjamin White is going to do certain things. Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Calafiori, now Timber. I can't throw Zinni in there, but Zinchenko. Wait, I think there's too many question marks in midfield about Rice's role, Partey's fitness. I do think Odegaard, nucleus, nothing to say about him, but we need a midfielder or two, probably only one. Fair enough. There's too many unanswered questions. And when you're looking, beyond the obvious, when you're looking at City, Haaland scoring, and you've got a bag of other options. And you're looking at December period, if we can't get a natural goal scorer, if we could just get another body, we could have this and still have failed. But had we have got anything from 3 to 4 to 6 points during that December period where we were struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, well, what conversations are we having? What parades are we at? We can only deal with what actually happened, and that was that. But there's, like you said there, man, I hope Gabriel Jesus, because I said I'll cancel my YouTube channel if he doesn't get 15 league goals. But if I was a betting man, boy, I'm not sure. It's a fitness thing. Martinelli, there's a lot of volatility, and Martinelli's at that point now where you need to kind of iron out a bit now and become one of those guys. Yeah, everyone has laughed at Ten Hag and United, and they've won a trophy both seasons. No one cares for second in the league, same as fourth. I mean, context applies. I wouldn't say Manchester United fans would trade what Arsenal did last season for them, because at the end of the day, 20 years from now, FA Cup is there, and cups can cloud over to campaign. We were in that very situation with United when Arteta won the FA Cup. But at the same time, I agree with you. It's about trophies. Now, I do think fans are on this we tried where second stuff, like context applies, but second don't mean anything. 20 years from now or 40 years from now, when Saka has grandkids and whatnot, he's not going to say, oh, in 2023, 24, I finished second. That's dead. The only time second counts for something is in the Olympics. At least you get a silver medal, and I don't think anybody wants that. Look at Elise the other day, dashed off the medal. Honest opinion, DG, what would you do with the number 10? You see the name below, Declan Rice, don't you? Give it to him. Even though I think if they were going to change, that would have done it already. Who knows, man? They might be a good player. You know what, Ethan? Keep working. You might be able to get that number 10. Why didn't we go for Solanke? Many would bang. Many? I think you mean man would bang 25 easy at us. He got 19 at a dead team. Bit harsh to call Bournemouth dead. You know, they play good football under that Spanish gaffer. A lot of fans would have turned their nose up at Solanke. Of course, he plays for Spurs now. Hope he fails. But they would have turned their nose up at him. But I think his general play is decent. Evidently, as you said, he scores goals. I don't agree. I don't agree or disagree, but all I can say is he's either not on Arsenal's radar or they deem 65 million is not value for money. So, yeah, man. I think Rice just needs to learn how to pass the ball forward more when he's playing as a number 6. I think that's what's hindering from being near that Rodri level. I agree, but I disagree. I just don't think he'll be anywhere near Rodri, and there's no disrespect to him. Like, he's Spanish, you're English. Like, the whole way or the ethos of how Spain look at football to England, you know, Declan Rice was on a blood and guts and glory thing, flying into tackles and all of that. The 6 is seen as one of the first attackers over there. You know, even down to, you know, now it's sexy to have a ball playing goalie. The Spanish lads, Spanish teams and the ethos, they've had that. The Spaniards didn't typically care about height where it came to a goalie, really. So I think there's stuff in that regards. And how much is Rice going to change? Because, of course, he has looked a lot more progressive. You have seen different sides to him naturally in this Arsenal team. He had his highest goal scoring season. But, I mean, he's in his mid-20s now. He's captain West Ham and won a trophy there. Capped however many times for England, made X amount of appearances. How much is he going to change? He's not going to, like, you're not going to become Paul Scholes. You're not going to become Frank Lampard. This is you. You know, as much as I like Declan Rice, I'm not buying him at all. But he's a piano pusher, you know. He's not a piano player. Odegaard's a piano player. So, yeah, man. Giving youngsters minutes would at least be playing them in dead rubber games over Cedric. These are easy minutes. I agree with that. Rice will be our DM and Moreno will go on the left or vice versa. Big up yourself, Wits. I agree, DG. New signers don't always mesh and have the needed chemistry and sometimes need to adapt to new game styles and partnerships. We were top goal scorers last season with an off-form Jesus and Martinelli. If they perform this season, we have no problems in attack, in my opinion. True, and I'm probably going to make a video about this because I think there needs to be balance. I do think maybe we're overstating our need for a forward because collectively we're sharing the goals around. But when you break down the goals, who got the goals, what games they came in, because there was a lot of games where battering teams, and I'm not criticizing us, but it tells the full picture. Who got the goals, how we got those goals, the games we got those goals, how many of those were set pieces. Now, I expect us to still score a lot from set pieces, but naturally, everyone that's doing their homework to try and, you know, get a result against Arsenal, they're going to defend a bit better on set pieces. You know, they're going to make it a bit harder for Benjamin White to do the nonsense around the goalies. So when you break it down, I do think it's overrated, our need for a striker or more attacking options, but is it overstated? I'm not sure, man. And I must admit, in that regards, I'm happy I'm not Mikel Arteta or Edu in charge of making those decisions. You lot are buying it. How are we not at 100 likes, people? You're buying it. All this consistently great content. You're absolutely buying it. Saka is our best player. He doesn't need rest. It's not like he's 17 or something. Yeah, it's defo baking. The evidence suggests that we party in Jorginho as a 6 and 1-8, which is Rice, and now I want to add Moreno. Not sure what you're saying there, but I hear it. I think if a good market opportunity arises in the forward area, we'll go for it. We tried for Sesko at the start of the window due to his release clause, but he signed a new deal. And that's the thing. How many good opportunities? You know, what defines a good opportunity? We don't know because Edu and Arteta haven't told us such, but I would imagine that it's too good to turn down. The wage structure is okay. The fee is all right. The makeup in how we're going to pay the fee is all right. You know, the ITKs are saying that, you know, we are on signing Osimhen, but it has to make sense in that regards. Is it? As the window goes on, maybe Napoli, you know, kind of bend their demands. And even that, as much as I would like Osimhen, is he really the answer? Like, is there a striker that wholeheartedly convinces me? It would be Isaac. He wholeheartedly convinces me. Now, for evident reasons, we know we're not getting him. I think Osimhen would bang. I'm like 90% convinced. The other 10%, I can't tell you why. Who else is there? Solanke, I can see what you would have brought to the table. I would have loved to have signed an Ollie Watkins. You know, a few years ago we was linked. I weren't convinced, but I see the angle. Where are we from there? Vlahovic, obviously you turfed us, so we're not going down there again. Sesko, you would have come in had it have been done, but you signed a new deal. Right. Agent clearly played the Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United interests against each other to get him a good deal at Leipzig. And to be fair for Sesko, considering you just joined Leipzig and, you know, you started off the season being second fiddle and ended it strongly, it probably is the best decision you stay at that club, really. We need a striker that shoots, not Jesus who sits down, not Laka who defends his own box. And can we get a shot merchant? Trossard, joint top goal scorer, says a lot. Exactly, because Trossard, obviously, Martinelli's form, probably Arteta said, you know, I can't persist with this. Trossard was too good not to have him there. But you're right, you know, Trossard, it's disrespectful, but he was a super sub. He was on the periphery. He was a rotation option. If he's our top goal scorer, we're in issues. And again, I can only deal with what's in front of us. And I'm not dissing any of these players or say we need to sell any of these players. But you look 2-3 years into this and say we're a title winning side and a Champions League winning side and all that jazz, and just focus on our front three. What existing players could you see being main parts of that? Now, main parts doesn't always just mean striking or mean starting. Saka could be part of that. Unless you can find someone twice the ability of Saka, which I would be for, as much as I love him, naturally, you can upgrade up front. You can probably upgrade on Trossard, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and all of these guys. And I'm not saying to sell them or anything. You lot know I'm a big fan of everyone we've got. I actually think we've got good options, but it's just about one or two now, man. One or two guys that take us to the next level and marry in the squad, man. Essentially. Big up DG. Heard a gossip about Arsenal watching Rodrigo. Would you take him? I mean, if Rodrigo is silly enough to leave Real Madrid for Arsenal and we've got the money around it, bring it, make it happen. But silly rumors, isn't it? Like, silly rumors, man. Like, we're still linked with Sane for that matter as well. Martinelli will perform when Timber or Calafiori come in at left back, and if we get a proper striker, it will be dangerous. I hear it. I do think we need some stability on the left-hand side, and that probably didn't affect Trossard, but how much better could Trossard have been if we did have that? And I do think it affected Martinelli, but at the same time, in life, you've got to take accountability for your own stuff. Doesn't matter who is out there, because I've seen Saka throughout the years. You've had Bellerin behind you, Cedric behind you. You know, you've not always had Odegaard and these guys. You still made it happen. Seen Saka play on the left hand side as well. Martinelli's just got to make it happen. I'd say start by getting your head up. For me, anyways. Glad Havertz ain't injured. Last game he was kind of limping. I'm just glad that he's calm. Yeah, man, we can't afford any more injuries, especially before we've even kicked a ball. 124 likes. You lot are amazing. Can we get to 200 for the end of the stream? Keep your thoughts coming, people. We've got just over 15 minutes until kickoff. I need to find a stream for this. Your FM streams are elite. They soon return. I had to cancel the Arsenal one because I'm too good now, if I'm honest. 15 league goals for Jesus. That's a big risk. Not going to lie. All comps would have been better. Ahmed, I don't know why I was talking with chess, man. Too far. You know when you've gone too far to turn back? I'm either going to look like a genius or you're going to get them comments on my channel. You really are deluded, mate. Just as long as they're talking, I guess. Wonder whether we go for Tony last minute. Maybe, because it seems like he's feasible. I don't know why, but for all the links with Ivan Tony, no one's been keen. I don't think so, because I think we like him for ability reasons, but it don't seem like we're keen on his... And I don't even like these comments because you don't know him, but it don't seem like his character and all of those things is right up our street. I don't think Tony would be my first choice, but I don't think he's a terrible signing. I think he brings something to the table and he could take a mean penalty, innit? Big up Odegaard. Not everyone can win the English Super Cup against Man City at Wembley. Smith Rowe is so clinical. Big up DJ. I'm not going to lie. If we're really honest, scrappy goals from Smith Rowe, but world-class footballer now. We're going to be shameless. And I will be tuning in to see what he's going on. Facts, DJ. I kind of agree that's loser's mentality. No, I haven't moved house. It's just you haven't. The green screen has been rented out, man. And I kind of prefer the like a green screen, man. Rodri's ability to take responsibility is one of his biggest assets. And I know Rodri, when Rodri does score, he scores some dramatic goals. But the way them man are playing a six, he's still attacking. He's still involved in all phases. It's not like in England typically, or when you think of English destroyers or number sixes, primarily you're just there to win the ball. Maybe in the present day, connect the centre halves to you and give it to the more wavy players, really. It's not a that thing. And also, I think we've seen when you've got a system, you can make people thrive. Look at the several players for England that struggled. Only a couple man shined regardless. And go and look at them at club form. But we're digressing. Second, but building is better than fourth in an FA Cup with no chance of catching City. Again, building. But at some point, you got to build something, innit? It's like you're cooking a meal. You're getting all the great ingredients. You're doing this, you're doing that. At some point, you want to eat, innit? If you cook for too long, shit gets burnt. We might see Calafiori right after the second half or 60 minutes. I hear that. And I think, you know what, I still think Zinchenko is going to start against Wolves. You never know. This could be a precaution with Timber. He could start. Tomiyasu could get back and he could start. But, you know, Calafiori, you never know. You get some minutes now. You've got a week training. You might push your way into the Wolves thinking. I'd imagine it's Zinchenko's spot to lose at this moment in time, personally. Can't wait. I'd rather see Skelly than Zinni. Big up DG. On one hand, I would, because at least with Lewis Skelly, it's a learning curve. Like, you're learning. Like, you genuinely are going to learn from this. With Zinchenko, I don't think any player makes mistakes on purpose. But as I said in the last stream, at this point, I accept people for what they are now. Like Zinchenko, on one hand, you played for your country. You've played numerous times for City. You've played enough statistical games. Like, if I went online and saw how many games you've played at left back, yeah, to know better. But then I break it down. You've never been a defender by trade. You know, you done right. Somebody converted you into a left back. I don't know why they weren't convinced on you in midfield. There was a lot of competition. You made yourself a left back. That resulted in you winning stuff. You've never been a defender by trade. You don't think like one. You don't follow runners. You know, it seems like Zinni he's too programmed to do certain things. Like, he's very switched on when, for example, he'll get back into that back four. Apart from that, he won't follow runners. He won't get tight when you need to. He won't show people down the line or into midfield when you need to. Gets caught flat-footed a lot. Never side on. I have to. This is you, innit? You've never been that. And even when I break it down, you've been at Arsenal and City, two of the bigger clubs in England, where typically you're on the front foot. You're not having to defend too many times. Well, 100 M's for a piano pusher is poor, in my opinion. He needs to expand this game for me. I mean, he does. I think this season Arsenal will win third position in the Premier League. Phil Folded, it's nice to see you. Can you tell me where I can watch the match? Arsenal.com on streams, man. Big up yourself, George. You lot on fire. It's like the way the Spanish train their tennis players like Alcaraz. The mentality is elite. Spanish is more about taking risks, like, in my opinion. There's so much you can learn from Spanish ethos. Moreno takes the defensive load off Rice, allowing to express himself more. True. And I think I think everyone expresses themselves a bit more. I think if you're Gabriel and you've got Calafiori, Tomiyasu, Timber, we've got so much depth in it at left back. You know they're going to do their job. Where, if I'm honest, Gabriel, sometimes it feels like he's not as adventurous on the ball. There's a bit of a reluctance to do things because he knows he kind of has to hold Zinchenko's hand. Oh, well, man. No, Sesko is kind of dead. I believe in Sesko. Gyökeres is a good opportunity. He can score. He can even play the Jesus one. He can drop deep. He's literally perfect, unlike Osimhen. I mean, if Sporting Lisbon really are dropping their asking price and there's a willingness from Arsenal to do it, great. But when do Arsenal even go for a striker? I think in an ideal world, you get Moreno sorted. You get Nketiah and Nelson moved on. Probably Kivior as well. You sort out the goalkeeper situation. When everything's... Even Brooke Norton-Coffey and Charlie Patton, or you get them moved on. And when all of that's sorted, maybe our attention switches. To become a Paul Scholes, you need old-fashioned referees that are not sending off tackles every week. I mean, Paul Scholes was amazing on the ball. He was a terrible tackler. And big up to him for missing the penalty against us. Any striker we buy holds bench. Boy. And like DG, Isaac is a gunman still. Without his injuries, he'd be gone. Regardless of the score, there will be a penalty shootout. Why is there... This is weird, man. Like, this stuff is weird. Even in America, 1 minute we're doing penalty shootouts, then we're not. I might, again, football moves quickly. And my short-term memory is getting worse as I get older, but there was no penalty shootout in the game against Leverkusen. What are we doing this for? Fair enough, it's a sunny day out, you know, give the fans a treat. But yeah, Saka never said he'll win the golden boot, man. Come on now, stop being silly. Osimhen is the powerful version of Ian Wright. But big up the Aussies, man. Shout out the Aussies. Need Jesus to bang this season, Deluded. Same, man. My channel's literally on the line. As long as Havertz starts up front, I'm good. If Havertz starts in midfield on a consistent basis, I'll be Arteta out. I must admit, in the last game, yeah, I did like the partnerships with Havertz and Jesus. And obviously, Jesus can do well up front. But I like Havertz up front purely because we can do the short play. Obviously, you can go long with Jesus. He's a fighter, but Kai Havertz has got height. He allows us to compete for the first and second balls. I think Havertz is a good signing, man. I like him as part of the squad, but I do prefer him up front. You know, if he bangs in midfield and one day we mention him in the same vein in midfield as we do up front, great. But I just think, Kai, your thing is the striker thing now, man. Like you're a false nine. You are a Champions League winning false nine as well. That's you, really and truly. I'm not convinced with all the other stuff. But what do I know? Like, I'm just on YouTube. But we do. João Pedro looked good yesterday. He is a baller. Another one that was linked with us. And I must admit, I might make a video on it. And we were getting linked with so many Brighton players, innit? Man United and Chelsea apparently looking at Ivan Ferguson. We was linked with him. Surely after a testing season last year, yeah, his asking price has to be hit. Now he signed a new deal, and he's obviously young, volatile, can rotate in as well at the club. Could that be an angle? Because we were linked with the Athletic said we wanted him. Could that be someone to go for? I don't know, man. Pardon me. Havertz was way more efficient in front of goal than Osimhen last season. I think Gyökeres is more prolific. You and Zims Müller should do an FM save together at some point. He bangs FM as well. That's my guy, man. Why not? We're a striker and centre mid away from really challenging for the title. I mean, we've been challenging regardless, but I would say for me to truly believe that, like, to go in August and say, yeah, regardless of what City have, we're doing this, I would need that kind of 20 goal mark striker. I would need another wide option. I would love to stop waffling about central midfield. Rodri's a villain, man. Like, when he does score, it's vital goals. If you're watching this on the stream, help us out, man. But hey, at least you're not content farming on Twitter. Twitter's become rubbish now, man. But if it's not Elon Musk doing the most, it's just people doing the most. Like, yeah, man. Regardless of the score, at the end of 90 minutes this afternoon, a penalty shootout will take place between the two teams. I mean, we know who's going to take one for Lyon, innit? You'd imagine Maitland-Niles will be up there. Shout out, Sasha. Big up, DG. Done got the measles for 2 weeks. Damn, hope you're all right, man, and I hope your holiday was great. Looking for another performance like against Leverkusen to push us for a fast start. Goals, great performance. Young players getting minutes. I think every Arsenal fan wants that. Why would you want Zinchenko to start in the Prem? Why did we buy Calafiori then? Come on, man. I don't want to... Oh, that politician on the pitch. I mean, when we remove emotion, I mean, I have not said... I've literally said I'd rather see Timber, Tomiyasu, Calafiori ahead of him. But when you read between the lines, I don't know if Calafiori is up to speed with what Arteta wants. I don't know where his fitness levels are. We've seen him in training, haven't seen him exposed. And I don't know when Arteta plans to blood him into things. I don't know. So I'm inclined to believe Zinchenko is your spot to lose going into the Wolves game. Like, respectfully, bro, just so I can make it very clear, Deluded Gooner, wants to see Calafiori, Timber, Tomiyasu, them lot ahead of him. Zinchenko after that. I'm not... Shoot me, people. I'd rather see Zinchenko over Kiwior. Don't get twisted. Games we have to do some defending, like City away last year. You Kiwior. But I think they're kind of the same, man. The one thing I'll give Zinchenko over Kiwior is there's some personality. I kind of know what you're gonna do. Kiwior, you're not outstanding at anything, really. And I'm not trying to boy Kiwior because I don't mind him staying and sitting on the bench, really, and being a stronger collective team option. But I don't think that's best for you. I don't want Rice expressing himself more. Zini is just not a defender. He doesn't have defensive instincts in him. I don't really understand why we won't play him in midfield. That's his natural position. Probably because of that very reason. In the modern day, like, if you go to sleep at fullback, you can't play in midfield on a consistent basis. I think Zini just has to become one of them, man. You might get 10 or so starts in a season, probably make 20 appearances. You're just a rotation option. Early days in the cup, that's you. When the sun's shining at the Emirates and the other team's just going to be camped in their own half, that's you. And the better we get, Zinchenko, listen, I can't diss any, I think you act with integrity, winning mentality. You did introduce us to this left inverted role vibe. But the better we get and the more creative we get, I don't really care about what you can do in midfield, really and truly. There was a time at Arsenal where if our left back wasn't there, we couldn't create. That's not that anymore. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. We don't need a striker. Boy, I'm telling you now, DG, we're slapping these at least 5-0. I hope so, man. Zini is not good. Seriously, didn't we learn this last season when Salah scored and we went from 3 points at Anfield to 1, all because of Zini? It's a bit harsh to call him that word. And I do agree with you, Zinchenko against Salah, cash money. We saw it in America. But take away that Zinchenko mistake. Did every player do everything they could to get 3 points? I genuinely don't think so, because there were several chances against Liverpool before, in the last 2 years where we could have killed the game, really. We didn't do such. It's just like against Aston Villa. I am not Zinchenko's biggest fan. I just believe in honesty. You can't sit here and just blame Zinchenko for us losing against Aston Villa and not speak about Jorginho or not speak about the team killing it in the first half. Last time I checked, there's 11 players out there. There's a squad of 14 or 20. If every player can say that they did everything in every game, throughout the course of last season, and that's why we didn't win the Premier League. Fair enough, but there's not a single guy that can't. You're only as strong as your weakest man. And as much as I praise Mikel Arteta for how you've built this team and the players you've assembled, if I have question marks about strikers, about midfield, about out wide, about Zinni playing in games, who do I point the fingers at? We share the L's and the W's together. What is this? Come on, man, less of that. So yeah, man, please, DG, you must make a video that compares our squad to the Big Six before the season starts. Well, to be honest with you, it'll probably be a 50-minute video if we even include Chelsea. How it compares again. I mean, naturally, Manchester City got the best depth in it. They got the best everything in City. Other than that, I'm interested to see Liverpool. It's more of a possession-based game, especially if they get Zubimendi. It looks like it could be lit for Liverpool, if I'm completely honest with you guys. It looks like they're cooking. I believe Osimhen is overrated, but would improve our squad. I agree, man. Naturally, he's one of them guys that people that are not watching on a consistent basis. It's just like Lyon. Like, Lyon would be lovely at Arsenal. I'd have him, but people move like he's a difference maker. He's a world-class player. I mean, he's a quality player. Make no mistakes. I like him. But I just feel he's a shiny new toy. He's not as good as people make out, if I'm honest. I assume penalties are just for practice. Never know when they'll come in handy, man. I think they're just doing penalties for the crowd's sake and to practice for cup competition. Hear that? I'm sure you're spitting facts, Connor, man. Big up yourself. Really, we should only go for Haaland level strikers. No point wasting funds on 2 season wonders. I hear that, but like, where are these Haaland level strikers? It's easier said than done. Would you take Adriga? The Brighton lad, I would, you know. Big up DG. I'd go by Tony. I can't lie. We've seen how many goals he can get a season with Brentford. So imagine what he could do with Arsenal would be cheaper than Osimhen too. I would take Tony, but when you break it down, had a couple injuries, didn't, you know, came back from that ban really good and then kind of went away. When you take away penalties, which I'm not buying it, if you can take penalties, that is a good thing. But his non-penalty goals are not really anything outstanding considering the wages he's going to be on. I'm not against it, but it's desperation tactics, man. Oh, my word, dude, grow up, man. Learn to have thick skin in life. What are you talking about? I'm agreeing with you. What are you on about? I guess, you know, the internet's a weird place. You got man showing off abs talking about that. But fair enough, man. Yeah, it had me out for about 8 days. Was all right for 4 days. After then, fully out my system after 18 days. Didn't realize I could still get it. Well, as long as you got health, you're all right, man. That's crazy, though, man. Bit of a weird one. Afternoon, fam. City away in 6 weeks. We actually need to find a stream, people. So let me turn off this. Oh, why am I thinking about City? Do you know what? I'm happy we get out of the way. I would love to be unbeaten against the top 6, you know. And it's funny, man. I'm saying have thick skin, but then you're crying over a difference of opinion and saying I'm right, I don't care. There's no rights or wrongs in football. Football is one subjective game, you know. Bit weird. You know what they say? Before you point your finger at other people, look, I'm pointing my finger. There's 1, 2, 3 looking back at me. If everybody looked at life like that before you ask questions, holding yourself to high accounts, it'd be a better place. Okay. Hopefully the stream works. Who won the coin toss? Who won the coin toss? Was it Odegaard? I've slightly missed that one. Oh, what's going on with my computer? Too many tabs. Can you lot still hear me? Oh, I've missed our team huddles, man. Come on, boys. Right, we're back. We're actually back. I've missed you lot, man. I've missed Saka as well. I'm not going to lie. Declan Rice, I need a better performance. Now, Declan Rice got credit in the bank, big player. But if I'm honest, against Leverkusen, he was looking a bit rubby, man. He was looking like someone that's not played or been trainer up to speed, man. He was losing the ball quite a lot. California was a good signing. Zinchenko can never defend against world-class wingers in big games. Zinni is a big liability. I don't want to see Zinchenko against Salah or anyone. As I said, unless the sun's shining and it's low-level games and whatnot, Zinni, you don't... We're shooting ourselves in the foot at that point, or specifically, Mikel Arteta is shooting himself in the foot. Now, to be fair to Zinni, there has been big games he's done well, but how much times are we going to see the same things and expect different results? How much times are you going to watch the same movie and expect a different ending? I don't know. But hopefully it's a good day out, man. It's the last game before showtime. Our first 6 games, we all know, are very serious. You know, Brighton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Spurs, City. I mean, we're going to be, you know, off the bat, we're beating Spurs. We're definitely scoring 2-3 times from set pieces. I mean, you can't draw too many conclusions, but I did watch the Bayern Munich game, and it seems like Postecoglou has no intention to fix their problems from set pieces, which against the set piece kings, it's going to be issues. Lyon are going to kick off today, folks. You know what? Predictions? 3-1 Arsenal. I don't think we'll run riot like against Leverkusen, but I expect a good game. Man, we're off, folks. David Raya. Stay focused, man. Those that at the Emirates probably would have seen you focusing on our Mexican wave in the build-up to the Leverkusen goal. Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is actually playing. Hope to see you on a consistent basis this season, mate. Zinchenko. Some will say he's got Alexis Sanchez's old number. Some will say he's got Cedric's. And here he is in possession. Declan Rice back in that left 8. Skips past Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but his pass can't find Martinelli. It's good defense. Oh, Martinelli's nicked it back. Go on, son. And I've missed this lovely Martinelli tie. Oh, come on, ref! How's that free kick? They're both going for the ball. Hey, Martinelli, you've got this. That right back is dilly-dallying in possession. Hopefully that remains. Declan Rice and Benjamin White leading the press on that occasion. Benjamin White won the ball there, and his header has found Martin Odegaard. Saka can't keep that in. I'm not going to lie. Saka got a nasty little nudge there. Someone kick that defender for me, please. It's a friendly. We're doing that to Saka for. Saka, get up, man. Truthfully, the fullback did nothing wrong. He did the right thing. Just completely bundled Saka over, shepherded it out for a goal kick for his team. It's good defended, really. City in 3 weeks, man. Boy. Any links? If you got links, share them. Now, when there's elite wingers, Zinchenko can't defend, but Zini is class versus low blocks. And like you said, unless it's low blocks, low-level games, a game where we're chasing things, or if, God forbid, we're a goal behind and we need to take risks, Zinchenko, that's you. We need to put Zinchenko in the same role he had at City, which you're literally a squad player. Thomas Partey, has he found the man? He's found Saka. Saka, take him on. We've missed watching you. I want to see the Saka from last season and from the Euros. Saka and Odegaard attempt to play a 1-2. It never happened. I must admit, and I said Saka during the Euros just because he was moving like the Black Iron Robin. Like, it just felt like he was inevitable, like Thanos. Like, he couldn't stop that left peg. And it seemed like he had a lot of space. Now he's definitely not going to have the space he had at the Euros. He's not going to have in the Premier League. Zini has become the scapegoat. Every fan base has one. I think he's crap defensively, but he definitely has become like he's done everything terribly, man. It's all him. Saka unlucky, but good defending. What channel is the game on? Arsenal.com/streams, man. How can I watch this? Hey, people, stop snaking it, man. Your stream's going to stop working if you don't share. Liverpool smoking Sevilla 4-1. The minute they sell Fabio Carvalho. Big up my guy Roms. I don't know why you would think a grown man with a perm is going to make it at Liverpool. It's crazy. Ball into the box. Go on, Saka. Get your head on that. I mean, Saka's at full stretch. Can't expect much. He's tried. It's into the hands of the goalie. Good cross. Who put the cross in? This stream is not the best. Martinelli. All right, good cross. Saka at full stretch. Can't really get onto him. You'd have loved to have seen probably Kai Havertz where Saka was on that occasion. Maybe it would have been different. Technically shot on target, though. 3 minutes in, it's 0-0. In South Africa, they're not televising the game, so I'm watching DG for the game. Connor, big up yourself, man. Good header, but needs more power. Hit the target, full stretch. Probably jumped too quickly, but yeah, man. We got 3-1 predictions. Big up the members. Zinchenko. I mean, big up Zini, man. I'm trying to be optimistic. Declan Rice does well, delivers. Lyon send it away. Be strong, Partey. Be strong. Be strong, Thomas. Be strong. Lovely. Martinelli, come on. We could do better there, you know. They're giving us scraps. Early days in this game. We're pressing well. We're dominating possession. We're picking the ball. We're picking the ball off them quite high up the field, but there isn't anything beyond that of significance. And I mean, Lyon expected that. No foul, ref. That's ours. That's ours. Benjamin, take time. 4 minutes in, is still 0-0, folks. Rice needs a big season. Just needs to continue where he left off last year, man. He had a big season last year for us. No one talks about the price tag. Martinelli, stand it up. Get your head up. Get your head up, please, Martinelli. Get your head up. See what happens if you don't get your head up. Throw into Arsenal deep in Lyon territory. Tony isn't better than what we have. We'll see people losing their heads over his performances. He's more of a natural goal scorer. But I hear that, man. We don't play to defend. We dominate most of our games, so we can't put all the blame on Zinni. Disagree slightly. I think Arteta has a great emphasis on defending. That's why we're so structured off the ball. That's why we win the ball high up the field. That's why we've probably signed more defenders than attackers. That's why we've got players that are strong in the air, strong in the drills, dynamic with an engine. I think Arteta, obviously, he's learned from Pep. He's probably picked up things from Arsene Wenger, probably even David Moyes, and as well as his own philosophy. And people forget, like, Arteta was at Everton, bro. He knows about defending. So I slightly disagree with such. Another corner for us. I'm not sure why Martinelli did that. Oh, right. Lyon got the Man United. Shout out to you. I don't know why we are signing a backup in Moreno. We need starters, Chelsea mentality. What about our good old-fashioned left-back Tierney? I think if Tierney wants a role in the squad, he's got one. It's on the extreme peripheral things, but you're not going to get significant football because you're probably like you can't do the inverted role. And you've probably not burnt your bridges, but you hear the way he talks in the press conferences and whatnot. His bridges are burnt. The only thing that saves him is injuries. Ooh, horrible corner from Declan Rice. Horrible corner there. Yeah, I was good, but he's overrated. Did you hear what Pep said about Arsenal? I heard what he said in relation to the Leverkusen game. I heard what he said about, when Arsenal and Man United spend money, nobody says anything apart from City. Fair enough, Pep. Fair enough, Pep. First 5 games of the season are mad. Can lose the league before it even starts. Yes and no. In hindsight, yeah. But there's still 30-odd games, man. There's still 30-odd games. Can't just run away, man. If you're in France, there you have that. Someone called Arteta a spicy David Moyes somewhere. I didn't have a comeback. Big up David Moyes. Arteta's his own man. And I do think there's a change. I think it's going to sound mad, but I think Arteta's becoming more human now. He's becoming less analytical. Can Kai Havertz keep that on? He can. No one's in the box, though. Odegaard, I need you to wake up, son. When you wake up, we play some sexy football. The football we play is like Shenseea when he's on it. Shout out Kai Havertz. To be fair, that's all he could do. I mean, the majority of the game's being played in their half. There's nothing really to talk about. Even David Ryan's getting bored. You can see him playing the pass there. Zinchenko. Zinni, Odegaard, Partey. Slightly even Benjamin White. Up it. Bukayo Saka on this right-hand side. It's refreshing to not see Saka doubled up against, but against Wolves what's going to happen. I really hope Saka scores again on the first day of the season, man. People hate on Saka for no reason. Non-Arsenal fans, they just can't take the fact that he's lit. DG, can you break down the Tony slander? Please explain why so many fans think he won't improve the team. I wish I had a clue. I do think there's no balance. I think people move like he's crap. People move like he's the Messiah. I think he'll bring something to the squad. But do we want someone that's going to bring something to the squad or someone that is going to do this? I would love his that. But again, dream chasing. I guess, well, you never know. He might sign a striker, but I guess we're just going to have to put the striker thing on hold for another year. Partey, Benjamin White. Benjamin White played a nonchalant pass. Odegaard's intercepted. Bang it. Forget everyone, Odegaard. Finds Martinelli. Martinelli hit it. No, it's the chance is dead now. Another corner. We've started well. We're purring, but beyond that, probably need to be slightly better in the final third. Hella Arsenal fans out there. Look, we got the most diverse fan base in the world. I am proud of my club. Look at all the different cultures and races. We do this, unlike Chelsea. Man said commentary on my stream ain't English, so I got to hop on here. I hear it, but football's universal, man. Just watch the game, man. Appreciate you for being here. It'd be nice to score, though, man. I think we started well. Just need to get a goal now. We need to be fair, we actually need to work the goalie. It'd be nice to score from a set piece. Declan Rice, I need a better corner than the last one. Declan Rice delivers. It's a good one. Yes! Who put that on? Who scored? Was it Saliba? Oh, my centre-back can do everything. William Saliba's put us a goal ahead. Set piece FC. It would be a French boy to score against a French team. 0-0, boy. Switch on. Lovely. We're off. We're out the races now. William Saliba heads home from a Declan Rice corner. See, Declan, when you put a good corner in, you give your teammates something to work with. Terrible defending by Lyon. Terrible defending. That's one from the training ground. Shout out our set piece coach. Either way, we've taken the lead. Happy days so far. Come on, boys. 0-0. Put on a show for the fans with the greatest of respect to Lyon. Saliba's perfect, Teddy. Saliba's perfect, man. And it's not even just Saliba. We've really got Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Declan Rice. Hey, we're lit, man. We're actually a good football team. Martinelli, can we get a second? Oh, blood clot. Martinelli, bro. Decision making, you're better than that. That's a terrible pass. Declan Rice, a nice guy putting his thumbs up. No, there's no thumbs up. Shout at him. Martinelli need tough love now. Come on. You're better than that. Overhit. What's that? We're doing very well with our press. Declan Rice, Martinelli, and Kai Havertz did very well. Oh, you're better than that, Martinelli, man. Need to take the weight off that. You are right. Declan Rice did get the assist. This Lyon team is people. That's their business, man. You can only play what's in front of you, as they say in life. Horrible defending, but we'll take that. Money in the bank. Wonder how many goals we'll get from set pieces this year. And let's keep it going. But again, you'd imagine, and ironically, we said at the start, teams are not going to defend like that in the Premier League against us at set pieces. If anything, they're probably going to put more of an emphasis on defending from set pieces. We've given the ball away quite cheaply. Fortunately for us, Lyon can't break in numbers, and their passing is terrible. They've just killed any potential counter-attack they had. They still have possession here, though. Can we give the ball to Odegaard a bit more? That's a ball, you know. Too much on it, but that split our defense. Fortunately, it was terrible. Don't think we've done enough to challenge, to be fair. Would love to do some work with you. What sort of work, mate? Just worried we'll lose Saliba like we did Vermaelen. I mean, we're going to lose Saliba at some point, innit? Let's just hope we can win stuff. Vermaelen, by the time we got rid of Vermaelen, it was quite different because he had injuries. He was alienated from the squad. Kind of had a fall from grace. Saka, come on. Lyon living dangerously, innit? Just giving us the ball again. Ooh, ref. White's been fouled there. Big up Ben White for holding it up. Saka. Rice, hit it. Too greedy, too greedy. I love the fact that Kai Havertz tried to take a tumble there, but we're never going to get a pen for that. Need to be more greedy there, Declan, man. Obviously, we've scored. I think we're doing all right, but I'd say the two things I'm happy about is the fact that we scored and that we scored from a set piece. And I like the high press. Other than that, just doing what we need to do. There's nothing really of significance. DG won't be here next Saturday as I'm going on holiday, by the way. No watch along for me for the Wolves game, and then we're back. I've said this. I'm sorry, people. Forgive me. But I won't be doing a watch along for the Wolves game. And then normal service after that. Have to enjoy life small. Martin Odegaard's found Bukayo Saka. I hope to check my phone on Saturday and we're beating Wolves. Saka on this right-hand side. Go on, Saks. That's a ball. Zinni, hit it again. Fullback Union? No. It's found Martinelli. Head up, Martinelli, please. The only thing stopping you is decision-making. That's a ball. Head up, man, because you're putting balls into the right areas, but to a degree, they're blind ones. I'll never give up on Martinelli. But it's now time to go up the gears, man. It's time to go up the gears, lad. Lyon defense running for their lives. To be fair, even in Sunday League, I think everyone's been here. When you're playing a team that's onto you, that's turning up the pressure, and they're just onto you, like when you're playing in defense, it's tiresome, man. And that's what Lyon are going for at the moment. They've gone long this time. Don't let them out their half. That's ours, ref. That's ours, ref. Ref, whose is it? How's that Lyon's? You know what? It's a friendly. There's no friendlies in football, but it's a friendly. Let me calm down. Lyon in possession. Ref, I still don't agree with that. That's definitely not their throw. Let's get the decisions right, man. Probably get paid a lot. Fans paid their money to watch this. Please, can we have some integrity? Martinelli's won it back. Oh, he's lost it there. Hey, Lyon are quite dead, isn't it? They're really struggling to keep hold of the ball. But again, I know this is just a pre-season game. But if we pretend this is a Prem and Lyon are genuinely playing like this, games like this, you have to kill them. Get the second, the third, the fourth. How many times have we watched games like this in general? Definitely Arsenal fans, young and old, we've seen it. If you don't kill games, games kill you. You got time, White. You got time. Raya wants, or you can carry it. Raya wants. Okay, Saliba's on the scene. It's calm. Saliba finds his centre-half colleague, Gabriel. He finds Zinchenko. It's a nice day for it, isn't it? Martinelli, it's time to improve. For real, man. For real. Benjamin White. Thomas Partey, you got time, you know. You got time. Picks out Martinelli. Keep that on. Martinelli, I don't know where Rice and Havertz are, but I know they've probably made forward runs. Zinni, that's an effing ball. Martinelli, come on, head up. Head up, Martinelli. That's a corner, ref. If Martinelli could just iron out one or two things in his game, we're lit. We're gone. We're genuinely gone. Beautiful day, man. I hope everyone knows Zinni is starting the season. If we can actually get the ball to Martinelli quicker with him facing the fullback instead of him with his back to goal, I can actually see him getting minutes on the right. Fair enough. For me, Martinelli, it's just about get your head up, lad. Like, look up. I never want Martinelli to slow his game down beyond the point because that's what makes him him. But look up, man. Declan Rice with another corner. Surely. Oh, I don't know what happened there, and I don't know how the ball's not been put in the back of the net. Foul him, Saliba. Saliba foul him. Lyon clear their lines. Have they? They haven't got out their half, though. Kakare. To be fair, good spell of possession there from Lyon, but they're still barely out of their half. I must admit, I dreamed of days like this from my football club, where we've got teams just living dangerously, unaware of what they want to do, playing hot potato with the ball, giving it away cheaply, not seeing my keeper and defenders really and truly. I know Saliba scored, but what has he had to do? And that was generally the case all season last year. What a player, man. We've actually got a decent team. So let's win some stuff. DG got a napper next week. Hey, have a good time, man. Use protection. And make sure you don't want to be that guy that comes back from that far without any goals. But safe travels as well, more than anything. My patience with Martinelli is wearing thin. Martinelli ain't good enough, unfortunately. I'll never give up on Martinelli. I hear it. You lot can have your opinions. I disagree. I'm with Martinelli to the end. He is good enough, man. He'll convince you lot soon. But right now, we've got to soldier it. Yes, DG, love the kit you're rocking. The boys look good. Appreciate that, and they do. Imagine if it stays 1-0 the whole game. I'll be disappointed. Ref, are you sure Declan Rice is offside there? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure, linesman? I don't think so. I must admit, I do think he was, but you don't know until you call it. We actually got Declan Rice as well. Like, did I ever think we would sign Declan Rice for 100 million? We're new. We're brand new now, man. It's a shame we don't get to see Lacazette. DG, Martinelli has no end product as clear as day. Bit harsh, because he doesn't, but let's remember, for all his lack of goals, who scored against Liverpool? Who scored against City? I'm sure he got an assist in a big game as well. He just needs to get his head up, man, and calm it down in the final third. What makes Martinelli is probably what's harming him. And that's why, for me, the only place we can't improve on, unless you're going to buy Yalmao or spend ridiculous amounts of money, is Bukayo Saka on the right. You can upgrade on Kai Havertz. You can upgrade on Martinelli. But I'm with them to the end. Don't worry, Martinelli's cooking this season. Zinchenko, you're cooking this season as well. Hopefully from the bench. Martinelli down this left-hand side. Prove these lot wrong, man. Zinchenko delivers. Hey, that weren't the worst of ideas, Zinni. I mean, he absolutely whipped it. Saka got a head on it. I love the fact that Saka's now trying to do his thing. DG, I'm sorry, but right now, Trossard is ahead of Nelly. For me, is our number 11. We need more and better decisions. To be honest with you, if you put a gun to my head, Trossard should start ahead of him at this moment in time. But if you look at when Trossard genuinely got his chance last season, probably tells you who's more in favour. We ain't got time for feelings. The best men go out there. As much as I love Trossard, I love Trossard as well. But as much as I love Martinelli, but if you bring in a better inside forward, if Trossard's the one to start, he's the one to start. To a degree, unless your name's Bukayo Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Benjamin White, hey, slyly Kai Havertz as well. Your position's up for grabs, as it should be. I think Trossard's more than an impact sub. Who scored for Arsenal? William Saliba. Zinni looking good today. The sun is shining. He's not having to do no defending. Of course he's going to look good. Which again, for the gaffer, he has to know certain man to play in certain games. Ball over the top. Imagine that. If you're lucky enough to get past Declan Rice, you've got Saliba, Benjamin White, Gabriel, Zinchenko. I'm capping with the Zinni thing, but you get the point. We've got some options. Martin Wondergaard, the best Norwegian in the Prem, actually turns up when it matters. Bukayo Saka, go and put the burners on. I'm not sure what Saka's doing here. I don't know what Saka was. But ref, the ball went out there. Ref, the ball went out. We'll have the corner. Linesman, come on. Even, look, Saka's a nice guy. He's not a liar. I am, though. We'll take the corner, but linesman, come on. You're right next to play. Come on. Come on. You're taking a piss there. Come on, fix up, man. 20 minutes in, we're still winning 1-0. We're almost at 200 likes. We're flirting, people. We're flirting. Lyon are dead. It's true, but Leverkusen look dead as well. Like, I hear it. Lyon, I must admit, I would have loved it to have been more of a challenge. But is it a case they're dead, or we just doing our thing? Saka delivers. It's a good corner. It's dealt with by Lyon. Declan Rice, man on. Finds Zini. Don't whip it back in. No one's there. No one's there. Kai Havertz, you're there, but you're offside. Saliba gives it back to Zini. Zinchenko. Lovely switch of play. Saka, keep that on. Lovely. Saka's headed the ball the most times, he's kept it on. Martin Odegaard, the most enjoyable man to watch in this Arsenal team. He's whipped it to the back post. Declan Rice. Oh, I like that, but it just weren't good enough. And now's the time for Lyon to break as they're breaking down this right-hand side. Look at Martinelli. Say what you want. Look at him. He's not Phil Foden. He backs the beef. Look at him. That's defo a Lyon free kick. That's defo a Lyon free. Well, to be fair, ref hasn't given it. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment on it. Fair enough. Yeah, Saka ain't a liar, man. If I had a daughter, you want her to marry Bukayo Saka. Selfishly, I'd get free Arsenal tickets with that. Saka's not a liar, man. I don't know how Lyon never got a free kick there, but fair enough. Corners to me feel like pens at this point. Our conversion rate on them is insane. Martinelli, hey, get up, lad. Martinelli looks like he's in a spot of pain. Hey, we ain't got time for injuries, lad. Hey, that's the Prem ref. Is that Pawson or whatever his name is? I knew there was a reason I didn't like you. I knew there was something I didn't like about you. People were saying Jude Bellingham is a great guy and suddenly he's turned arrogant maybe after he... I don't know what he's done with Kim and that, but that's the problem with the media in this country. In fact, just England in general, the same, I think it's even still in my Twitter bio, in life, the same, in this country anyways, the same rope you climb up on, they use it to hang you. You know, everybody loved Bukayo Saka and now he's a lib merchant, he's this, he's that, he's the third. Bellingham won't be the last, and he's therefore not the first. It happens. Like, this is a problem. Hope California makes his debut today, and also Ramsdale gets some minutes. Be nice to see Ramsdale get 45 minutes in probably his last game at the Emirates. Be nice to see California. How many minutes does he have in the tank, though? Can't imagine his fitness levels are not probably near the upper echelons of the team he played in the Euros, and he has trained. But Arteta's made a big case of, managing workload and all of these kind of things. So I don't know. You know how people forget how good Dele Alli was at 19. He was arguably better than Bellingham. I disagree. I think Bellingham was better than him, but Dele Alli was a quality player. But at the same time, it's not how good you are at 19. Football's a marathon, man. It's a shame, the situation that Dele Alli finds himself in, man. It's quite sad. And everything he's been through, man. Hope he gets better. Lyon playing themselves into danger. Zinchenko's found Declan Rice. Declan Rice tried to channel his inner Steven Gerrard and Lampard. Didn't quite happen. Don't worry, when the season starts, as you saw against Chelsea and West Ham, Declan Rice has a rocket on him. Oh, this keeper is bugging. The Lyon keeper's match fixing. I can't lie to you. He's moving very mad. I like the fact that Declan Rice tried to unleash that, but probably going for too much placement and not enough power ultimately. If the keeper let that in, he's in trouble. Odegaard and Arsenal picked Lyon's pocket again. Hit it, Declan, man. Swing your left peg at that. Martinelli, head up, head up, head up. You see, you're not getting your head up. Thank the Lord for Declan Rice winning it back. Zinchenko's picked up the pieces. Come on, Martinelli, please. It's getting childish now. It's cute the first couple of times a game. Oh, my son tries so hard. Now, get your head up, please. Last game of the next Prem, we've got Southampton. Crazy. It is frustrating. I have not once denied Martinelli's not frustrating, but he's my guy. I don't turn on my players. And we've all got favourites, man. Like, admittedly, Jesus is a favourite. Martinelli's a favourite. Odegaard's a favourite. Saka can do no wrong for me. Declan Rice and Benjamin White can do no wrong. Gabriel can't. Saliba's a golden boy. Loved Smith Rowe, but he's irrelevant now. I don't think Eddie Nketiah is good enough, but I think he's unnecessarily harshly treated. Martinelli ain't good enough. Well, I'm shameless. Ronaldinho said he's good, so maybe Ronaldinho was drunk, but he said he's good, so I'll never snake them. we've given the ball away cheaply, and we're quite fortunate Lyon are not breaking quick enough and in enough numbers. Cacaret's done very well. Partey's disarmed him. Ref has said play on. That could have never been a free kick against Partey anyways, ref. What is that? Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles, but you got flavours. Ball into the box from Lyon. It's a good ball. Saka gets his head to it again. What's up with Saka heading today? Yeah, I mean, goals aren't everything. I actually think Dele Alli looked a lot more all-rounded in the role he played at MK Dons. I think Jude Bellingham's was a lot more complete than him at 19. I think Dele Alli, got to just live and die by goals off that left-hand side. A good player, don't get me wrong, but goals mask games. Odegaard's found Nelly. Nelly, please. Nelly, please. Let's shut people up. Corner kick to Arsenal. Nelly, the first touch, man. I can't tell a professional footballer anything, but that first touch has to set you away from your man, and then you have to slot that home. Come on, the thing is, Nelly, if Martinelli could just fine-tune and polish 1-2 things, you're gone. I think he's injured now, He actually looks hurt. Come on, Declan Rice. Another corner, man. Come on, Kai Havertz, Benjamin White, Saliba, Gabriel. Get your heads on this, man. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you don't want to defend. Why is your eyes red, mate? Is that the star, dog? There's a reason you left the club. Let's go. Declan Rice delivers. It's another good one. Yes! Both centre-halves are bagged. Easy, easy, easy. Boys, this is how we're moving. Gabriel gets on the score sheet. Good header. Full stretch. I must admit, I was a bit concerned when he won the header. I thought, yeah, that's going to hurt when you land. But it's a good corner. Declan Rice has got 2 assists. Set piece FC back in full effect. It's terrible marking from Lyon. It's a great ball from Declan Rice. Gabriel's just ran round the back and headed it home. I'm here for this. And we're putting a warning out. If you do not support Arsenal and you play against us, if you're not dumb enough to switch off at set pieces, you're dead. It's different now. It's different. Let's go. Brazil. My guy now, man. Finally, you're getting your chance. People are respecting what you're on. Surely Martinelli's going to come off. Arsenal 2, then man, nil. Water break. We don't need no water break, man. Got a game next week. What's Gabriel got over his neck? A towel. Fair enough. Yeah, Brazil can do it once. Saka's doing it as well. Everyone's doing it. Okay. I want to do it. I want to be part of this. I wish I was a footballer, man. Life is sweet. Leon just got water bottles. See, he ain't got the money that we've got. But even that, man, again, it's the Jude Bellingham goal thing. It's a bit like Cole Palmer in that they're good players and take nothing away from them scoring. I just hate how people, not saying you, but people attribute scoring goals to playing well. Because there could be a reality where Cole Palmer is playing as good as he is this season and Jude Bellingham the same for Madrid, but they haven't got the goals. That's one of the things that annoys me about football. Goals mean everything. They mean a lot. Don't get twisted. A lot of people don't watch football. They watch for narratives. They watch highlights. Like, they just watch to run agendas. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to hear it today, man. I don't want to hear it, man. Set piece FC, we're back, man. Might be 3-0 before half-time, I hope. Adding giant beasts like Morelo and Calafoy to the squad as well. We're about to score half our goals via set pieces. But hey, we're one of the best defensive teams. We're doing up set pieces. If you're David Moyes or Sam Allardyce, I'm not going to lie, you might not like Mikel Arteta because, you know, this wasn't seen as sexy. Whoever said 4-0, I think you'll be right. Might be more. DG, what are the Arsenal players drinking? Probably Lucozade and water, supplements and that. Or it could be Prime. I reckon it's a bit too sweet. Being set piece merchants is amazing, really. And there's our set piece gaffer as well out there. I'd love to watch how they work on these things, you know. I'd love to pick his brains about set pieces. Like, how do you decide what you want to do? How do you get the players to remember the routines? How do you decide which routines to run? How do you keep chopping and changing it? It's actually fascinating, man. Big up, Big Gabby. We don't need a striker. We have Saliba and Big Gabby. I said Arsenal doing this. A man said fullbacks could never. Okay. Wait till Calafoy gets on the pitch. Lyon could be in here. They say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. And here go Lyon down our right-hand side, there left. Ball in. That's a good ball, really. Not quite sure what happened there, but probably should have conceded. Probably the furthest we've seen Lyon all half. Come on, boys. Can we get a clean sheet? Ball into the box from Lyon. Saliba heads it. It's a terrible header, really. Declan Rice gets his head to it. Kai Havertz can't win that header. Declan Rice wins it. Kai sends it. Aye, we're gone. Martinelli. Show them. I know you're going to score. I know you're in. Shut these people up. Nelly. Ref. Swear your mum's life, ref. That's not a pen. Nelly, man. Swear your mum's life. That's not a pen, ref. I don't even believe it. I'm shameless. The minute he cut across you, Martinelli, you need to take a tumble, man. I didn't see it anyways. I'm not looking at the comments because I can already tell. It's cool though, man. It's pre-season. It don't matter. We'll be back. Martinelli double figures this season. It's pending. No, you got to keep saying it till you believe it. Man said, Nicholas Hoover, what have you done to me? Such a shame we sold Emi Martinez. I like that goalkeeper. Shame. And to be honest, in terms of the distribution and all that crap, I'd say Ramsdale and Raya are better. And I don't really care that Emi Martinez is gone, really. But could you argue, could you argue Emi Martinez is better than Raya and Ramsdale? I don't know. I'm just saying. Now, obviously, I'm taking things out of context, just aimed at provoking conversation. His decision-making needs work, Martinelli. One match and listen to the talk on Martinelli. Arsenal fans are the worst, most arrogant, delusional, no balance and bad karma. I see them doing to Arteta what they did to Wenger. Damn. How's somebody, your comment's gone, Matt, but you asked me how Thingy's playing, how Ainsley Maitland-Niles is playing. Passenger, really, I can't blame him. 225 likes. Big up you lot. Can we get to 300 for the end of the stream? Leon could be in here. Not when Benjamin White is out there. England regular Benjamin White. I say that because now, you know, Lee Carsley's the England gaffer. You're back now, man. Forget about that. David Raya on the scene. 15 minutes or just under 15 minutes to go. Would you take Nelly off at the moment? Nah. How did we score the second? 2 corners. I met Martinez at the gym once. I didn't care because he was a nobody back then. Everyone's got to start somewhere, man. Man said DG's Bolivian. You will pay for your sins. You will pay for the Martinelli slander. You will pay for your sins. Of course it's not a pen. 100% it's not a pen. I'm shameless. 1,000,000% it's not a pen. 1,000,000% that's never a penalty. But you don't know until you call for it. Nelly, man. 2 years ago, that's in the back of the net, you know. Nelly, man, should have had. Has Odegaard done anything today? Nothing of note. But that's Odegaard. He's cool, man. Just get your minutes in the tank. I know you're going to do stuff in the season. The offside ref, Miles offside linesman. The ball's gone out anyways, but come on. Nelly needs to improve his decision making. This is why Saka's been clear. Saka's just better than him, bro. Martinelli does this all the time. He did it in the Liverpool game. He did it a couple times last season. He needs to do better. There was no need for him to go across his man. It's the first touch, man. It's them things you've got to be sharper at. First touch sets you up. First touch is better. You're away. You're gone. Then it's a case of can you score? Thomas Partey, Benjamin White, Odegaard once. Find him. Thank you, Odegaard. You know what to do. I don't even need to talk. Odegaard charging forward. It's a scary sight, not for us Arsenal fans. And even scarier sight is Bukayo Saka. I'm not quite sure what Saka was doing there, but he still got the ball. Ref, hella fouls. Ref, if you want Saka's shirt, ask for it. How long? And he's kicked the ball, ref. Come on. Friendly or not, come on. You're shit, mate. What's it, Abner? You're shit. You won't be at Lyon soon. How old are you? You're a youngster making your debut. You're crap, mate. Ask Saka for his shirt if you want it. I'm not going to lie, Saka, I don't know what you was doing there as well, but it's cool. I'm not here for Martinelli slander. I'm keeping my stocks. I'm here for it, man. Give Nelly some prime. He's not awake. He's awake. He's been proactive. He's just messing about in the final third, really and truly. Not doing anything of significance like that. Ref, come on. Friendly or not, come on. He's hugging Saka. Since when can you do that? Guess we're waiting for Saka to take this free kick. I can't wait for the day Saka scores a free kick. He's got to deliver it. Does deliver it. It's all right. Oh, Kai! Martinelli headed it back across. Kai Havertz completely misjudged that. Kai, you're the one guy I want the ball to fall to in them situations. What happened? You see that again? Jumped too early. It's hit the top of his head. Kai Havertz. That's food and drink for you, bro. Fair enough. It's unlucky. It is unlucky. Tell them again. I lost the Smith Rowe battle. Look at Saliba. I lost the Smith Rowe battle. I'm not losing the Martinelli one. Odegaard, ref, have a word, ref, have a word. It's the same offender, ref. Come on, ref. Come on, bro. Come on. Since when can you do that in football? Friendly or not, I beg 50-50 the next Arsenal player. Please take someone out. It's meant to be a friendly, ref. Since when can you do that? It's a soft free kick, but it's a free kick nonetheless. Come on, ref. Fix up. You're taking the piss. 10 minutes to go until the end of the first half. DG, what's your assessment of Thomas Partey today or in general, bro? Confidence is a hell of a drug. Wait till Nelly starts cooking. I think we're all disappointed in Nelly. And, you know, wanting to hold him to high standards isn't necessarily people hate. Isn't necessarily hate. What's Arteta doing on the sideline? He's bellowing some sort of instruction. I don't know who or what, but I have to assume the gaffer's not entirely happy. They do say in football and in life 2-0 is a dangerous lead, but we look good right now. And I must admit, I want the Emirates Cup to go back to like 2 games a day, if I'm honest with you. I'm not a fan of how, not necessarily isolated to this year, but I'm not a fan of how they're doing it now. It used to be lovely going to the Emirates Cup. You would have seen like Lyon play Leverkusen on one day just before Arsenal kick off against who. They've changed it. Lyon are crap, you know. Like, I'll always support you lot, but yeah, you lot kind of dead. DG, where's the Smith Rowe stocks? I told you to sell it. It's gone, man. You lost I lost. What do you want me to say? I lost. I've still got them. I'm just waiting till I'm going to be shameless. If Smith Rowe has a great year at Fulham, I'm going to be shameless and make a video saying we shouldn't have sold him. No matter how even if we win the league, I've got nothing. I've lost that. I lost that. I'm fighting for my life with Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. I've lost it. The only war I'm going to win is Kivior because, yeah, Odegaard, not the best of passes to Kai. Kai, look up, please. Kai, look up, please. Thank you, Kai Havertz. We slowed it right down. Man on Declan. Thomas Partey. He's been okay today, to be fair. Odegaard. Could do better than that. Can do better than that. You're not the person to lose the ball that cheaply. You're on lookout of ideas. But as I said that, somehow they're breaking against us. Benrahma. Myth. Can't wait to see Ricky Ladd the same. How many GA do you think Smith Rowe will get? How fit is he going to stay, man? Just hope for double figures. Saka, what? Saka, you're bugging out, man. What's this? They're moving like Hudson Odoi, them, man. What's that? Some bookie skills, Saka. What's that? You're ramping, man. Smith Rowe scored for Fulham, 2 assists from Iwobi. Yep. Kai Havertz plays with more confidence than last season. His body language looks more positive. Second half of the season, Kai, you'll always have my respect for that, you know. You'll always have it. You was probably our best player last season in the second half of it. Kai's clearly a confidence lad, and I have to praise Arteta and more so the players, man, because they've always supported him. And I'm happy with Kai because as much as I like what was it, the Bournemouth away game where they gave him the pen? As much as I like that, I don't like to see any of my players being treated as a charity case. And respectfully, it was a bit like a kid doing Make-A-Wish. Nice to see he's confident now, man. I actually think Kai Havertz's fortunes changed when we lost at St James Park last year, innit? When he got into that verbal with the ref. I think that, the Porto game, and actually we lost, but I remember he was the only good. When we lost to West Ham in the League Cup, he was the only decent player we had. And it always helps to, you know, do stuff against Spurs and Chelsea. Big up Kai Havertz for those 2 games in particular, man. Don't know what game I enjoyed more. I would say the Chelsea game because we battered them, but that ball from Kai Havertz over the top for Saka in the North London derby was amazing. Not sure what Raya's doing there. Pardon me, but it's got out for a throw. Probably got his bearings slightly wrong there. Saka and Rice still have to shake off Southgate. I'll say Southgate. Partey's never beaten the old man allegations. If Uncle Partey wasn't 42, he would be the best DM in the league. Of course, we can't share the game, bro. Unless you want my channel to get put in the Riz. So, yeah, man. DG, the aim should be to get Nelly at the end of our creation. He isn't consistent enough with his IQ to make the right choices and so can't be our winger. You say that. He's played out many games for Arsenal. But I would like to see him in situations where he doesn't have to think too much. I think he gets clouded. Lyon on the ball here. Don't let them out. No foul, no foul, no foul. The ref, that's ours. Ref, that's ours. Ref, that's up. Thank you, linesman. Come on, boys. 5 minutes. Switch on. Havertz's turning point was scoring against Brentford last minute. That as well. That as well. To be fair, I completely forgot that. That as well. That as well. Seeing too much on that. I like that you tried to find Martinelli there. Just a bit overcooked there. Tiny bit too much. Shake that off a bit. Pause. I'm not going to lie, man. If this was a prep... Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Lyon, how have Lyon been able to counter-attack that? Hey, lads. That's too easy. As I was just about to say, if this was a Premier League game, I want to see the game killed off a bit. I'm being harsh, but I think we're enjoying it too much. I can't even blame Zinchenko that time. The whole team was at 6s and 7s, and I'm not quite sure how that hasn't gone in the back of the net, but it's calm. Come on, boys. David Raya. Odegaard. This guy is amazing, man. Odegaard's the most enjoyable footballer in this team for me to watch, man. Zinchenko. Big Gabby hooks it. Where's Kai? That was dead. Big Gabby. That was dead. Martinelli, that's all you know. Lovely. Odegaard, take over. Martinelli, on your bike. On your bike. Odegaard finds Bukayo. Saka, come on, man. Rip him, man. This left back's rubbish, bro. Look at him. Rubbish. Lyon, you should sell him. I'm better than him. Oh, Odegaard tried to get back to Saka. Odegaard wins it back. Saka, you've burnt better fullbacks in the leagues and up and down the country for worse, man. You're giving this guy a career, man. Kill him. Bust his hamstrings. I want to see him get subbed. You're letting him off. That Hudson-Odoi stray was nasty work, DG. Hudson-Odoi, you're lit, man. You're lit. I love Barrow Yilmaz. Speed, strength, creativity. Make Nelly sweat. Trossard's a baller, but we know he don't got the speed advantage, the stamina to totally keep Nelly out. Agreed, Nelly is better when he only has to score. But for me, the Chelsea game was better. I had no nerves. That Spurs game had me having a heart attack the whole second half. We were moving mad in that game. I could go 3-0 up. It's not that we didn't deserve the 3-0, but we went 3-0 up somehow, and then we let them back in the game. I was nervy. But I just think that Kai Havertz assist. Don't get twisted. Saka had a lot to do. I think that's one of the best assists I saw last season. I'd say between Odegaard ironically setting up Kai Havertz and Havertz's ball over the top for Saka, there's probably a lot more that I'm not remembering, but probably two of the best assists last year. Declan Rice, what are you doing there, big man? Fair enough, he found Saka. Go on. Saka, cook him, man. Stop being nice. Cook him. Thomas Partey. I can't believe Kakare tried to barge Partey. Silliness. Martin Wondergaard finds Bukayo. Bukayo into the path of Benjamin. Benjamin White. It's about to be 3-0. Ben. I don't know who said it's about to be 3-0, but it weren't me, Ben. Are you tired? That's normally cash money for Benjamin White. I'm not going to lie. If I was Ben, I would have shot. And that's why I'm not Benjamin White and I'm on YouTube. There's absolutely, the angles are completely against him. Bit nonchalant there from Benjamin White. You're better than that, to be brutally honest. Best assist for me is Odegaard to Havertz in the Chelsea game. Benny Blanco, I'm not sure what he was doing there. Martinelli is beginning to remind me of Theo Walcott's career. Not going to lie, Theo Walcott's decision making was frustrating. It probably better than Martinelli's at this age. Poor corner from Saka. Come on, boys. The standards are dropping towards the end of this first half. I understand we're a bit tired, but come on, put in the work now. Lovely Declan Rice. Tech time. Relax. Go home. Lovely. Is Timber on the bench? Nah. What is our strongest back four? Because I don't know anymore. I don't know. But at this moment in time, Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Benjamin White, Timber / Tomiyasu / Calafiori is... You lot might as well fight it out for whoever starts, man. At this moment in time, new signing syndrome. Probably want to see Calafiori. Bukayo Saka tries to put a cross in. It's evaded everyone. It's been cleared by a black shirt. Look at Zinchenko winning headers. You lot said he can't defend. How many minutes? 2 minutes of added on time, folks. Saka's in there. Saka, kick him, man. Kick the keeper. Stop. Who said that? We don't advocate that. Nemanja Matic. I haven't seen him all game. That's ours, ref. That's ours. I don't know why they're appealing for a foul. Come on, Kai and Odegaard. You're better than that, you know. You're better than that. Theo Walcott's biggest issue was 1 minute he wanted to be a striker, the next he wanted to be a winger. But he was a good player for us. Martinelli definitely needs selling and a proper winger putting in. Even if we get a winger better than Martinelli. And what world are we selling Nelly? Matic. Sums up Lyon. Yo. Sini hates way too big in his fan base. He's great in aerial duels and lets us establish so much more control. Statistically, he's good in aerial duels. I think with our eyes, I think we're not being honest. Martinelli has been wasteful, but I like the positions he's getting into. I think people are being a little harsh. But remember that half a season when Theo Walcott was on fire, I think, before his contract renewal. Theo Walcott has had some good highlights for this football club. The Newcastle goal, the crazy Liverpool game. For me, there's many, but for me, what was it? It would have been 2015. We played Aston Villa in the FA Cup final. Him and Alexis scored some great goals. Martinelli, shut them up. Shut them up. Shut them up. Shut them up. Cross it. You know what? He's unlucky there. Hey, Nelly. They can talk now. They can talk. I promise you. Mid-September, they're going to shut up. Because they can say what they want. You're a big game player. One of the results of the season last year, who scored the winner? It was you. Who put the icing on top of the cake against Liverpool? It was you. Ronaldinho rates you. R9 rates you. I don't care what they have to say. I'm with you to the end. And that's the end of the first half, folks. What have we got to say on the first half? Set piece FC back in full effect. For me personally, I think towards the end of the first half, we could see a bit of tired legs and the standards are dropping. It's nice to get back to set pieces and score goals. Would like to see a bit more creation from open play and some goals from open play. Other than that, Lyon have just really been in their own half. They look a couple of levels. We look a couple of levels sharper than them. Yeah, so far so good. Calm performance, man. Calm performance. Saliba and Gabriel are 2 centre halves with the goals. Main thing, want to see some goals from open play. I think we've been all right. I think the decision making from several players, Martinelli definitely. I think even Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, even Odegaard and Saka on occasion. I think our decision making in the final third could be slightly better. Other than that, so far so good, man. Decent half. We need more from the wingers. I hear that. Do need more, man. But so far so good, man. Football is back, man. Football is back. Are we winning the league this year? If we don't win the league this year, then safe, innit? What else have we got? What are you lot saying? Need Saka to shake off the Southgate rust. To be fair with you, I'm not fussed if Saka gets subbed, man. You're going to get bare minutes anyways. I'm a Man City fan and supporter. Still good luck to Arsenal. I hope you guys have a great season this year. May the best team win, man. Tetterball is back in full effect. I hear that. I think we've been creative. Just Nelly and the other attackers, to be fair, have been a bit poor in the final third. I hear that. I disagree. I think we could go up the gears. I think there's been a lot of possession. But I think we have the capacity to kill this team. If this was in the Prem, I don't think Arteta is happy at half-time. I don't think he's mad, like he's shouting at everyone and carrying on, but kill games, man. Kill games before they kill you. At the end of the day, I don't think Lyon are really going to get back in this, but it's 2-0. They get a goal early doors. You don't know what happens. We've got the capacity. We've got the ability. to get at least 4 goals here today. There's at least 2 more. But so far, so good. The main thing is minutes, isn't it? Everyone's getting minutes in the tank. I'm fighting to sync the stream with you, and I'm ducking the stream. Those that have the French channel, Canal Plus 4K. If you've got that, you know where you can watch that. Big up DG, set piece FC back in full swing. Yeah, but can we score from open play? It's great and that, but can we get some goals from open play? Would it kill us to bag from open play? We're pressing high. We're nicking the ball back in areas that are good. Just needs to fine tune that now, man. And we're gone. Top 4 is going to be a painful season. But you're all welcome. I believe Arsenal's still a threat to us, and Arsenal still has a great and strong team. I appreciate that, but you got a fucking Pep Guardiola, ain't y'all? Trossard or Jesus might start left wing against Wolves. To be fair, you're right. I don't think Martinelli starts against Wolves. I hope he does, but I don't think he does. Probably do subs around the 60th. Please no Eddie today. Arteta. Harsh, man. Players are dying far away from normal fitness. It looks super hot. I hear that. Is Clark coming for a video, DG? I tried, man. I don't think he's seen his messages. I did try. Try again. I think we're playing good, but we are missing killers up front. We create a lot of good chances, but we are wasteful. We need an inside forward like Sane, Rodrigo, and a striker. Set piece FC is back. We started well, but dropped off a bit. But why is Martinelli playing like a 16-year-old in his first professional season? Boy. Died a little inside when you said that, man. Partey looks solid. Partey's going about his business. I don't think he's... Oh, let me start stretching and getting cramps, people. I don't think Partey's amazing today. The uncle's doing his thing, man. Am I wrong for saying I want to see Jorginho? I think it's a day for our conductor, man. I think Jorginho comes on. We're doing something today. I can't lie. I don't really want to see Declan Rice, Saka, and Odegaard past 70 minutes. I don't think they need to be out there that long. Throw the young Reece Nelson on left wing. In fact, I'm bugging out. There's Trossard. Use Nelson. In fact, let me respect Nelson. Apparently, Steve McLaren is reaching out to Nelson to play for Jamaica. If Reece Nelson picks playing for Jamaica, I'm sorry, people. He's better than Bukayo Saka. He's the best talent to come through Haaland. Arteta is wrong for selling him. Yes, I am shameless. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And Eddie and Nketiah, it's not too late to play for Ghana. You're going to shake yourself if you keep trying to do this England thing. You're going to do yourself a massive disservice. Hey, I'm getting cramps. You see the work I put in for you, look. You know how hard it is to sit on a chair for hours? Oh my God. Hamstring knocked. But let me sit back down. Grab my water as well. And we're back. It's baking in the United Kingdom, man. Absolutely baking, man. But yeah, in short, as I said, I think the pressing's good. I think we're seeing a lot of possession. Don't think we're being troubled by Lyon. I think you could see the tired legs in the last 5 minutes of that first half, and there was a lot of gaps. Could be a bit more... We're lacking a bit of a killer instinct in the final third. That's the main thing for me. And I think we've got the capacity to score goals, man. Not going to lie, Nelly ain't for me no more. He's finished food for me. 5 years, he still dribbles with his head down. I'm never giving up on him. Rice just doing shuttle runs for fitness. We've all been there, beginning of a new season. Hey, I can't lie. I don't think there's a person that hates preseason more than me. Do you know how much I hated preseason? The bleep tests, yo-yo runs, shuttle runs. Oh, shuttle runs are a killer. I always hated playing football. Even now, I hate running. It sounds stupid. I hate running. But baking and baked. Bring on Ethan and let him bag a brace. Rice to his shuttle runs. I like Saka, but he ain't a world beater for me. I'd love to see him be more direct. No Saka slander. It's not even slander. We need to be making better decisions in the final third, but the performance is good. We look sharp. So I think the general consensus is we're doing all right. We need something new for midfield, and I want someone elite on the wings now. I don't think we're going to sign an elite winger. I want to be wrong. You know, if we can find the new age Alexis Sanchez, that'd be great. Calm game for Partey. Bring on the Italian soon. Who's the Italian? Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting Jorginho's technically Italian. The Matrix coming for Nelly. My boy ain't safe. I wouldn't mind seeing Jesus been good this summer, apart from the finishing. Don't start whining about set piece FC. Win the game clean sheet. I'm on Atletico nastiness. So am I, but we need to score from open play. But what if Nketiah gets injured? Maybe Marseille cancel the deal, let him stay on the bench. I hear that. But generally, people can get injured at any time, man. Any time. You get injured walking down the stairs. DG, when you get an Edu and I'll take on the shadow. I don't think so, man. I don't think we'll ever see that. Even though we scored 2, we can feel why we must sign a killer in front of goal. Attack left 2 goals out there on the plate. Need to be sharper in the box in the second half. How many goals and assists you see for Havertz this season? Honestly, I don't know. If he keeps doing what he's doing, then he's good for 12 plus, minimum 12 league goals. I don't know for assists. I don't know. I don't know for assists with Kai Havertz. But goals, you should be like Kai. I'm expecting double figures, especially because unless something happens, I expect you to be the first choice striker. Saka, you need to be getting double figures in assists. You're the one that I'll be very harsh on because you've got the capacity to. Martinelli needs to get back to that. Trossard, it all depends how much you play, but you've got the capacity to get double figures. Jesus, for my channel's sake, you need to get double figures, but how fit are you going to be? And then you're just relying on us to make the difference via set pieces. So obviously the Declan Rices, the Benjamin Whites, Declan Rices, the Gabriels, the Salibas, you're expecting them to pop up with a couple. Odegaard could easily get 10 plus more assists each year. The amount of chances that are wasted that he creates is ridiculous. Every so often, like Odegaard does something lovely, whether it's through the legs, a bit of trickery, and he doesn't get the assist for it. I'm not too sure, man, on that. City might have the curse of the Community Shield. I see that doing the rounds on social media. I don't believe in none of that, man. It's Man City. They're the villains. Like, dangerous territory, man. City be the ones to break it. What's going on in the world of football? But come on, Gabriel, man. Apparently, Romano has just tweeted, Ivan Toney, one of the main strikers being considered by Saudi Pro League clubs for the final week of the window. He's appreciated by Al Hilal already since last Jan, and he's on the SPL shortlist. Apparently, no decision on the player side. He's assessing options. What options have you got? Unless there's an offer for Ivan Toney to join a new Premier League club or so on that we don't know about, that's a myth. If I was your agent, I'd be trying to, tell Napoli, forget Lukaku, sell Osman, I'm there. Probably your only option is to run down your deal at Brentford or beg one of the top 6 clubs to sign you. Because if you go to the Saudi League, you make a lot of money. And to be fair, there's a new manager where England's concerned. But, 2026 World Cup, if you're playing in Saudi, it's safe to assume you're not rolling. So, yeah, fix up. We're flirting with 300 likes, people. 273. We could definitely get there before the end of the game. What else are you lot saying? Romano has apparently said, Mikel Merino deal is very similar to the deal of Ricardo Calafiori. Final talks ongoing with Sociedad regarding payment structure. Still some work to do for Arsenal. It seems like all the ITKs and the journalists and all of them, they seem to say next week is pivotal for Mikel Merino. It'd be nice this time next week at the very least to have had him signed. Who would you like Arsenal to sign? I mean, if there was no conditions around signing players, there's 2 at Newcastle. Bring me Bruno Gomares and Isaac, and I'm laughing. Starting to think about a cheeky bid for Brighton's Ferguson. It's always difficult because when I come off the stream, I'll think of other players. Who else? It's very difficult on the top of my head. You know what? That Gomez guy at Wolves, centre mid, he'd be nice. But I watched Havertz in Germany squad. Even the German fans were getting annoyed with him. They can't get annoyed with him. Just keep doing the business for Arsenal. Hit the like button, folks. You want to. Tell him again. Arteta knows Martinelli's time is almost up. He wanted Mudryk and tried getting Nico Williams. Just got to prove people wrong. DG, talk about that Havertz passed Tonelli on the break. Man, give his credits. I did praise him for that. A constantly starting Trossard will get on form and Cook don't want to see Martinelli. Hey, less of that. DG, do you think we could use Jesus as competition for Saka? The boy looks bare tired, Of course. I mean, he can play across the front 3, and people don't give Jesus credit for his performances in both Manchester City games, at the Etihad and the Emirates, where he put in a bloody shift. Havertz can't be our number 1. We ain't winning nothing. I mean, you think he's the best option to what we have, but I would love a striker tomorrow. Whether we're able to obtain that, I think we have enough money for Osimhen. I don't know what Arsenal got because we found 100 million to buy Declan Rice and 65 million for Havertz. I'm not sure, man. What 27 million's already been committed for David Raya. You've got 40 odd, 50 odd million euros for California. So that's probably you're spending around 70, 80 now. I'm missing someone else out. Who else did we sign? You signed Moreno, that's 2030. All depends what they're saying for Osimhen, really. Having the money and being willing to part with it's another thing. And also, it's probably the payment terms and the structure of the whole deal. Because you'd imagine Napoli just want their bread up front, the majority of it. Arsenal probably want to do the variables thing. 15 goals and 8 assists for Kai if he carries on last season. Inshallah. Partey got injured kicking a balloon at a baby shower. Marseille need to pay up for Eddie or keep it moving, wasting their own time. To be fair with you, it seems like Eddie might go there because they tried to get Wahid, that ain't banged. Somebody tweeted, one of them journalists tweeted that their pursuit of Makoko, pardon me, from Borussia Dortmund's hit a bit of a curveball. Just give us the 30 mil and take Eddie, man. Jesus will come on and truss up probably. I think we all want to see California. Odegaard reminds me of when we had Ozil in that period where we could have got 2 assists every match, but Giroud was in the worst form of his life. Giroud was stinking up the place in that part. Sure, Edu's job is under scrutiny for that Eddie deal. He should be replaced as director of football, in my opinion. James, I'm not saying you're wrong, yeah, and I'm not saying Edu is perfect. I'm not saying he couldn't do better, but I always find it weird criticizing Edu or praising him because obviously Mikel Arteta is the manager. If the players win or lose, there's appropriate conversations. The same goes for the players. We don't know the deals Edu wanted to do but was unable to. We don't know the budget he's working with. At the end of the day, you know, if Arteta wanted Kai Havertz, he wanted all these players, and Edu's got it over the line, fair enough. I actually think we're doing well in terms of in terms of selling. So I think it's a bit harsh to draw out Edu. The one thing I would say with Edu for me, Broski, you went to Brazil and you came back with Marquinhos. There must be some gems out there. There must be something you can do. There must be something you could do. Oh, big up Tommy Ashes with the players. I'd imagine Lewis Skelly's going to come on quite shortly, if I'm honest. It looks like he's ready and he's just got his bib on. Have we changed anyone? I don't think there's been changes, you know. I think that's the same. Literally, I think it's the same 11. California and Lewis Skelly are going to come on at some point. I wonder if Lewis Skelly is going to go left back and California centre half, or Lewis Skelly going to play in midfield. The math ain't mathing. 452 watching. Press the like button. Come on, exactly. The best things in life are free. It doesn't cost anything. Smash the like button. Makes the world of difference. Second half soon begin, by the way, folks. Let's make sure we're ready to press that button as well when it does. Partey kicking off. Really is pre-season. Since when did Partey kick off the matches for us? Partey looks a lot leaner as well. Just to be fair, so does Gabriel Jesus. Come on, ref. 45 minutes left. I don't know whatever part we signed Marquinhos from, and I don't judge any player via highlights or YouTube comps. But I think everybody watched Marquinhos on YouTube and can see your shit, bro. Isn't he playing fullback or something on loan in Brazil? That is cool. Just turn that 3 million, I would say, into 6. Just break even and keep it moving. Lyon have a throw in, people. The second half has kicked off. Hit the likes, people. 272. We need to hit 300. Get onto them. No, you should get onto Edu. This window has been poor. I hear it, but I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what we're working with. I don't know what the targets were. And I will reserve judgment until the end. Don't get twisted. I'm nervous. I'm asking questions. All of these things. But when the window closes, then I'll have an opinion. And I don't know. Edu might have suggested X, Y, and Z to Arteta and said, you know what? There's a striker here. There's a winger here. I can get this deal sorted. If the man says no, because let's be honest, I guess on paper, Edu is ahead of Arteta in the structure, but we all know Arteta is the one, if I'm honest with you. It's not our jobs to be accountants, but I'm just simply saying, how can we judge? I'm not backing Eddie, but then how can we judge Donny? We're not seeing what he's doing and not doing. He's got good money. He seems to be getting good money coming into the club. He got the California deal done, especially because of the year he had at Bologna and the Euros for a decent fee. He's done well in terms of getting the contracts renewed over the last couple of years. So it's like, what can I really say? I'm not backing it. I just like to be fair to people. Like, if Arteta's asking for Moreno or Calafiori, fair enough. And if we do get rid of Edu, like, who else we getting? Don't get it twisted. I would love to get I don't know who, but a director of football that's able to pull a rabbit out the hat. Maybe one that's got stronger connections with agents and can make things happen for us. Definitely, if they are Brazilian, South American market, can you get us one of these new age gems and not come back with Calafiori, with Marquinhos? We can all see we need more to get across the line. I agree, but like, oh, we don't even right now. He could be on the phone to Ronaldinho. We don't know. I think if we praise it, I think everybody has to get praised and blamed. Same way I praise Arteta for how he's assembled the squad. If there's certain holes in it, I have to ask questions. That's on you as well. It feels like sometimes when things go well, people are glazing Mikel Arteta. When things go wrong, it's everyone but Mikel Arteta. And I'm not saying to scapegoat anyone. Is Zinchenko wearing Skechers football boots? Skechers make boots. Arsenal can't sell hotels to themselves like Chelsea. Have to use what we earn. I hear it. Come on, DG. There are better directors of footballs out there than they do. We need someone who's known in the business. I hear that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but who? Do I think Edu's indisposable? No, but clearly we're doing a project. Who? Who are we getting? Because this ain't Football Manager. Who are we getting? Who? Suggestions. I'm genuinely asking. Corner kick to Lyon. That's a good corner. Started the second half a bit slow. We definitely need a striker. If Nelly scores, that chat is going to take back what they said about him, such as life. Hey, hang up, Pat. What's going on with the stream? Oh, he was doing so well. Look at you. Scumbag. Doing so well. Okay, we're back. Fair play. Badly need a wide winger. DG Edu is going to surprise us for the end of the window. I hope so. I hope so. We definitely listen. We all know we need a central midfielder. And you read the articles on the Athletic and all these things. It's well known that the scouting team, they bring a couple of targets for Arteta. He suggests what he wants to do. We're going to get it done. Or attempt to get it done. I think Lyon have come out the blocks a lot sharper in the second half, to be expected. Yeah, the Skechers boots are what Dusty Kane wears explains both of their overall performances last season and during the Euros. Who scored both our centre-halves people, Saliba and Gabriel. Lyon could be in here. Thank the Lord, it's funded over the bar. I can't say we got it right with renewals. Eddie and Ketia on 100 grand. Nelson the same. Kai on max wages. Now we can't move people on. It's a bit disrespectful to say we can't move people on. And I hear that. Definitely we got fooled with Nketiah and Nelson, paid through the nose. Their agents done a blinder. But are we going to renew? Maybe we will from a business point of view. But are we renewing their contracts unless Mikel Arteta says so? And for every one of what you said, Kai Havertz is, gone from being someone that people writ off before he started to probably one of the first names on the team sheet. And again, I don't want to praise people for doing competent things, but how many years would we have seen a Martinelli, an Odegaard, a Gabriel, a Saliba, Bukayo Saka play out of their skin and there's question marks over their form? Odegaard has drawn Odegaard as well as Benjamin White. He's drawn a good save from the keeper. I genuinely thought Odegaard scored. Of course, nobody's got everything right. Even the gaffer, as much as I praise Arteta for recruitment, and to a degree I do, there was still the renewals of Nelson and Eddie, like you saw, where probably should have just sold them, even though the deals were running down. There was still Pablo Mari came to this club. There was still a number of shit players. Pablo Mari, the worst of the bunch, mate. Absolute worst of the bunch. Unlucky from Odegaard. Kai is mid. I don't think Kai is amazing, but whether I think he's amazing or not, he's definitely, a key part of this squad. He's definitely got something to bring to the table, and he's definitely worked out. We can't deny that. And it's not that people, overpraise Kai Havertz, but it's this language that was said at the beginning to where he is now is what it is. Even stuff like David Raya, many people, and I'm sure many people internally at Arsenal would have said, "What are you buying Raya for? You got Ramsdale." Arteta wanted that, got the deal done, got the deal that made sense. Where it's an IOU for Brentford, where, as we said earlier, we've ran them the 27 million this season versus last year gave them 3. So I'm just simply saying, I'm not saying Edu's perfect. How can we really judge what you're not or not, what you're doing or not? Because it's not as clear cut. We don't know really when truly what you're doing. We can see with the players and Arteta, even the bloody set piece coach, because we're better at set pieces in both phases. We don't know what Edu is doing. Arteta asked for Jesus, it got there. You asked for Zinni, you got that. You wanted Calafiori, even though there was question marks via the Athletic, you got that. My big criticism for Edu is maybe you could just pull some rabbits out the hat and make something happen in South America, man. We are in a unique position in that, Saka, that corner's horrible, isn't it? In a sense of you've got Arteta learning on the job, Edu learning on the job, the players learning on the job, so on and so forth, man. I don't want Tony, he gives me Laka vibes. I must admit, I was watching Lacazette comps today, and comps are dangerous, man. Seeing his crossing's been on point this season. I'm not saying you need to name any. I'm just saying who. Because it's easy for us to say a better one. And I'm not saying that as a luxury to keep Edu, but like if you lot are smart enough to, as Partey scored his miss, if you lot are smart enough and said Edu's not good enough, who then? Like, where are the other guide points of directors of football? Where are the other ones? If you lot are smart enough and are able to conclude that Edu is not doing a good job and you're able to see that, you can do better, I'm just asking who. It's not you lot's jobs to find striker targets. You can all, if I ask you what striker would you want or winger would you want, you lot can all find them. So who? And I'm not trying to catch anyone out. I'm genuinely asking. This is a debatable channel. As I always said, I don't tell you what to think, just think. I'm asking who. Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard. We need to go up the gears a bit now. And Runnison. Oh, Lord. Whoever decided to sign Runnison. Nuno Tavares as well. To be fair, I think Mikel Arteta distanced himself very quickly from that Tavares signing. He knew he was shit. You go and look at when he signed for us. He said that was an analytical signing. And signings do go wrong. But, for every one that I praise Arteta and the co about, you can throw Lokonga into that. I mean, Odegaard's begging for runners and nobody's made the run. That weren't the best of balls by Odegaard. Martinelli, head up, please. Kai's on his bike. Kai, hit it, man. Kai, bro. Kai, come on. Kai, man, I'll get cancelled if I say what I wanted to say there. Kai, you're better than that, I don't think the ball from Martinelli was perfect. Neither do I think Odegaard's one was. But it was good enough to make something happen. Kai, come on, bro. Especially the form he was in the back end of last season. It's like he's tried to go for the near part. What are you doing, bro? You're better than that, Kai, man. Keep going. It looks like we finally woken up in the second half. Thomas Partey. Martin Odegaard. Come on, let's make something happen, man. Get the third, man. The fans deserve this. Thomas. Zinni, hit it. Nah, you can't. It's delivered. It's to the back post. Oh, the Saka hit the post. Unlucky. Has someone told Saka he can't header today? Because he's intent on trying to score a header or just heading at any given time he can. Unlucky, lad. He tried. Brave, lad. Good ball by Zinni, to be fair. I ain't going to get onto Saka for heading. It's not a strong point. If I'm harsh watching it again, he's tried to find the near post. Maybe could have headed that to the far. Fair enough. How long before we see the subs? 323 likes. You lot, amazing. Let's keep going. If you've hit the like button, God bless you. If you haven't, boy, unexpected high bills. Bukayo Saka down this right-hand side. Oh, it's frozen. And we need to mute this as well. What's going on there, lads? Better next time. Saka knew should have bagged that. Saka could improve his headers, but I'm never gonna get him for that, man. Guys don't actually think about the next step after wanting to get rid. I'd pick Monkey. To be fair, didn't we want him before? Seems like he's at that project at Aston Villa now. That's a shout. As I said, I don't know who, but if Edu left tomorrow, I wouldn't cry. As long as you get someone that's got a serious phone book, man. Martinelli on this left-hand side. Zinni's been better today. Martinelli's cross has found Declan Rice. Declan hit it. Too much intricacies, but he's found Zinchenko. Maybe the number 17 can give Zinchenko a new lease of life. Saliba. This guy's just so perfect at everything, man. So gracious in everything he does. Unlucky, Zinni. That's ours, ref. It's a corner slightly. Oh, good defending by the Lyon lad, really. Has to take time. He missed all of them, bro. How are we going to go after Isaac and Bruno now when we had the chance to sign? I agree with that. We definitely had the chance to go and grab them. Bro, why are you acting like directors of footballs are like managers, like we know who they are and it ain't new? Come on, come in, man. Pause for that. I'm not acting like anything. I'm genuinely asking a question because once again, I'm not backing that dude. I'm actually asking. Like, I'm genuinely asking. Like, I don't know why you're attacking me. I'm genuinely asking if we can fix up our mouths and consider that Edu's not good enough. What is someone you'd like to see come in? I'm genuinely asking a question. I'm seeking to gain a new perspective, so I'm asking a question. That let's at least check our paragraphs properly. Cause I don't know for that come in bad stuff. That's a why still. Which legendary centre back partnership resembles ours, DG? I don't know, man. I don't know, fella. Nelly isn't crap. I'm just disappointed in what I've seen from him in the past season and needs his confidence back. I hear it, but I'm not here for the confidence thing with Nelly. Nelly's on the floor. I'm not here for it, man. Confidence, I hear it, man. Confidence can fluctuate. Just get your head up. Confidence comes from doing the right things. And I said this before, being devil's advocate. How do we know that someone in bad form isn't the most confident man on the planet? And likewise, how do we know, for argument's sake, Bukayo Saka, who's had a great season in the last couple of years, how do we know that he's been the most confident man on earth? You're never as good as you think you are when times are going good. You're never as bad as you think you are when things are going bad, man. Just keep working, man. If we don't get forward, it's a fail of a window to me. If we don't get a central midfielder, from at least a central midfielder and either a striker or a winger, man. If we don't get those two, then yeah, I agree, man. There's a lot of plus points, but it's not enough, man. Looks like I don't know, because I'm not Edu or Arteta, but it looks like the Moreno one will happen. Fair enough. But if we don't get another attacker, for me, I don't think it can be done. Bringing Overmars, I think after Overmars' antics, yeah. Dennis Bergkamp. Where's Dennis Bergkamp's credentials for director of football? Unless he's been doing it. Listen, Dennis, quality player. But the director of football team, where's the credentials? Lyon attacking down this left-hand side. It's been more of an even second half, if I'm completely honest with you. It does look like there's a bit of tied legs out there. Partey hooks it clear. No, he doesn't. Lyon still have the ball here. We're making a bit of a mess of it here. Declan Rice has got an important interception. Arteta, looks like we need fresh blood. Looks like we need a bit of fresh bloods. Brother, where is California? Bring him on, Arteta? I hope so, man. The manager does need to make rest, man. There are plenty of good businessmen who can manage the deals. City didn't sign a star sporting director. They just got someone from in-house that can do the business, and he does it. They got someone from Barcelona, lad, and he's been there for a minute. And I hear that. There is plenty of good businessmen. Again, I'm not defending Edu. I'm just asking who. Who? Because you're not going to get the City, lad. Who? As I said, if you could, again, I can't say names, but if you could get me someone that's got a better phone book than Edu, someone that can find some emerging talents, someone that in moments like this can get deals closed, someone that, going back to what someone said, in that when there's the Gomares and Paquetas and Isaacs, players we've been linked with and not done it, get it done. I'm all for that. But then again, how do I know that Edu at whatever time said, Arteta, let's get this guy, let's get that guy, and the gaffer said no? To a degree, you're kind of crippled by what the gaffer wants and doesn't want. Because in this structure, Arteta, Edu will leave before Mikel Arteta. The club, I'm not going to say they won't care, but Edu, no one cares. I think the club will genuinely be upset if they lose Arteta. So I'm asking who. So we can say there's plenty. I'm just for examples. Who? Where? Here goes Lyon down this right-hand side. Matic. He's had a good career and it's still playing for a good club in Lyon, despite being an old man now. I don't know for Lyon where French football's concerned, and I don't know for where Leverkusen, where Germany's concerned. Maybe we're just fitter and we don't look fully fit, but it looks like quite the gulf in fitness as well as talent. Partey's done well. He's found Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, Odegaard overlapping. Has Kai Havertz central and has Martinelli to the left of him. Not sure what Saka's doing. He still has the ball though. Finds Benjamin White. Gives it back to Saks. Odegaard. I love seeing Odegaard in possession. Switches play to Martinelli. Zinni wants first time, please. Make the run, Martinelli. Make the run. Make the run. Okay, don't make the run. Partey. Martin Odegaard. He's not going to use that right peg. How's he found Saka there? Oh, it's better. It's not quite good enough to score, but it's better. Odegaard's a lovely player. Couldn't get the ball off him in a phone box, man. I'm for that. But if Arteta wanted the man in Fabio Vieira, how much can Eddie veto it? I agree with you. But if that's what the gaffer wants, to a degree as a director, I think you're crippled. Arteta has to hold that. Of course, I would like a director who could put his foot down and say, maybe, forget Kai Havertz, get a striker. But if that's what the gaffer wants, that's what you're going to get, innit? Listen, you bring me someone that we want, let him go. As much, even with Bukayo Saka, I'm all for improving his football club, I love Bukayo Saka. If you can find me a player that's twice the ability of his, it is what it is. Oh, ref, that's a late ref. Oi. Coletta Saab, behave yourself. Fully entitled to go for the ball, but that's a late one. You got a booking, ref. This is where people need to start jumping with elbows. Please. The club should decide who we sign, not the manager. Managers come and go. I don't think there's ever a foolproof strategy, but yes and no. I do think as a manager, if you was a manager, I think you should have a say in the players you get. Because ultimately, if I go and lose now, like these are not the guys I want. But I do agree with what you're saying. Generally, it's like, even though I know Mikel Arteta is the manager, it's like people are head coaches now. The striker Orban's coming on. Someone clamping. He called Arsenal a dead club. Zinni. Josh Kroenke could oversee the deals. Probably has a hand in it. Calafiori's on. He could oversee the deals, but is Josh Kroenke, he's an experienced businessman. Is he an experienced football man and director of football? No. So then you're not going to see him become the director of football. Declan Rice has come off. Jesus on. Don't take off Martinelli. I know you're going to. Number 17 off. Saka is off as well, surely. Oh, no, that's the Lyon lads. But comments are juicy today. You lot making me miss looking at the game reading. I hear it, man. Big up you lot for commenting, man. Great debates, man. No one's right, no one's wrong. Luis Campos, I like him as well, but ain't he at PSG? I would have preferred one of them, I would have preferred a more experienced director. You've got Arteta learning on the job. I'm not really a fan of everybody learning at the same time. I think you need an experienced man. Maybe someone at times that could say, I know the Havertz thing is kind of working and things, but maybe a more experienced man who could say, let's do this. I hear you, but let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do the third. But we ain't got that. So, yeah, man. It is what it is. Be too much to get a third goal. Saliba. Unlucky lad. So unlucky. How many goals is Saliba going to get? So you know what? Saliba and Gabriel, you lot are defo part of my FPL team next year. Hey, mute the link. You're going to get this demonetized. Will Calafiori get on the score sheet? I mean, what? Just under half an hour and next week's training. Is it unrealistic to expect Calafiori to start against Wolves? I hope he does, for what it's worth. I just think we're going to see Zinni. I mean, I'll take 2-0, but I I think we have the capacity to at least get 2 more. Maybe I'm greedy. Maybe 3-0 does it. But Kyle, Arteta's not taking him off, is he? Gabriel has to come across and do Zini's job for him. Gyökeres is the guy. I think some of our fans are so greedy for success that they will lose what they have and realize it was a mistake. Getting a new director is one thing, but compatibility, not working relationship is key. I hear that, but I think you should be greedy. I think you should be greedy. You've got to be realistic and there's got to be balance. But I think you should be greedy for success. Because what's the alternative? Complacency. We're not here to make friends. We're here to achieve stuff. Just like with the footballers. Yeah, you lot family, great stuff. I'm not here for friends. As much as I like the we got a dog called Win and it's nice and all boys and you need team harmony. But we're not here to make friends. We're here to win. We don't even know if half these men are friends like that. As long as you get on when you're together, great. I don't know if you lot chill with each other in the pub after training. Didn't look like too many of the players were even at Kai Havertz's wedding. I think that's all extra-ish, man. Is a striker or a right winger even the club's priority? What we want doesn't really matter. There you have it, man. ADG, is the age of Jogger Benito dead? What players embody it in today's game? It probably is dead, man. Probably is. Probably is. I mean, individuals, in my opinion, will always make football. But individuality is kind of dead now. It's all systems and the rest of it. Oh, Lyon keepers punched that out. Name me 3 directors of football. Is that something your everyday fan can do? Again, I agree with you. But then if fans can't do that, then how can they make conclusions on Edu or anybody else? Being devil's advocate. If the everyday fan can't do that, then the average everyday fan don't know what goes into it. So then how can we make informed conclusions? DG, would you buy Mudryk to save his career? I don't really care. I don't really care about saving his career, man. I don't care about saving his career, man. Like, obviously, if there's a deal to be done and the fact that Arteta wanted him and maybe, yeah, but we need to stop this captain save whole stuff, man. As much as I like Arteta, I think our players are falling into this trap of, fans, are falling into this trap of he can save everyone, he can improve everyone, he can turn any player who needs a bit of love, to gold, where it's not true. Calafiori, go on, lad. Best Italian in the Prem. Oh, maybe not so much for that pass, but he's won it back. Ref, that's us. Calafiori looking a bit rusty, brother. Jesus, get him. Jesus can't get there. They brought on the IC3 wingers. He's got a bit of pace, this lad, didn't it? Gabriel, come on, don't let him shoot. Saliba's there. Looking a bit rusty, man. I think it's on Arteta. He needs to win something this year. Amen. I'm not going to be saying sack the manager if you don't win, but there needs to be question marks because you've been here for 5 years. We talk, managers sit here and say you're the best this, that. Fans and whatnot say you're the this, that, the other. You're innovative. At the end of the day, this, it's not Arteta FC, it's Arsenal FC. And any successes or failures are purely on him at this moment now. You've got your squad, whatever. It's now time to get over the line. And I think the last 2 years, we didn't, obviously City won the league, but as I said at the start of this live, before I can look at what City did in the last 2 years, I have to look at us. And I do think as much as we've engineered our own success, we've engineered our own failings, issues in midfield. I go back to the North London derby. Declan Rice came off. Jorginho had to come on. It's an open game. We're fucked. The December period, couldn't put the ball in the back of net. We could have very well had a striker and still struggled. And what I don't want to happen with Arteta is, you learn everything you need to learn at this club. You F off somewhere else and you win things. Because I don't expect you to be here forever. It's not a Wenger thing. I don't think even if we don't win the league, if he'll get sacked, I think it's kind of too far to turn back settings. Forget this reject FC stuff, man. Calafiori good in 1v1. I mean, if you're an Italian defender and you're shaky in 1v1 scenarios, it's issues. Calafiori's playing left back. From the time you saw Edu and Garlic giving each other high fives for getting rid of players for free, you knew he was robbed. To be fair, that was a dark time. When we were just doing that, it was dead, man. I wasn't a fan of that. I understand it had to happen and we had to bite the bullet and whatnot, but you're getting into a dangerous territory with that. I think we've made a step in the right direction with sales, but I think we need to do better at sales generally, especially with the young talent. We need to do better at bridging the gap between under 21s football and the first team. First team being, yes, Arsenal, but also the professional game. California looking a bit rusty. Silly dribbles there. No worries, lad. You'll come good. Kai, get it. Come on, boys. Don't let them out. What's this? In the first half, the press was so much better. Don't let them out. I'll be so disappointed if Lyon get out of this. They've still got the ball, but they're technically not out their half. Boys. It's getting a bit sloppy. Gabriel Jesus just received a bit of a whack. Hopefully he's all right. DG getting players is not all on their due. Getting in a striker would then expose Arteta on the Havertz signing. Fair enough. Jesus, I hope you're all right. He took a whack. He's still on the floor. I'll say this, though. A better director of football doesn't employ a manager with zero experience. I hear that, and he doesn't. But at our club, it weren't Eddie who hired Arteta, was it? But we have Mike Ashley impersonator owners. They don't care if we do win silverware, just as long as Arsenal's profitable, they'll be fine. I think we're strong enough for the title, even with no more signings. We're the most interchangeable team in the league, and that's our strength. I hope so, Toby, man. Do you honestly believe no signings and we can fight for that? We can win the league? Win, not fight, because I think we've got enough to fight. But get over the line with what we've got. It's no disrespect to these players, but you need a bit more. You could very well sign these guys and struggle. Not expecting too much from California, man. Like at the moment, like just run around, get some minutes in, and do your thing. There's another water break, people. Jesus is still on the floor. Jesus, come on. 15 league goals, lad. I'm done out here if you don't get that, man. Who told me to even say that? Why did I say that? Why did I get excited? I'm not drinking brown liquor anymore. Jesus, come on, man. I need you this year. Shout out Arteta. How are you not hot with all that stuff? Well, to be fair, you're from Spain. Like, this has nothing in it. Need a striker and a winger apart from Moreno. And the strength for the squad, man. We need more for a trophy. There you have it. And I must admit, I won't necessarily say sack Arteta if we don't win the league. Context is key, but like the conversation now has shifted. You know, the rebuild, all that stuff. Arteta, you've done that. Big up yourself for a novice manager. Now it's about winning something. But then again, Arteta's kind of crippled. You win an FA Cup. Oh, it's only the FA Cup. You probably need to win the Prem or the Champs. I'd rather the Champs than the Prem, but like it's difficult to win the Prem. You can only imagine with the league. And I must admit, maybe disrespected is not the right word, but Arteta, since we've won that FA Cup, when you won it, we've been disrespecting ourselves in that. Man said, DJ in the background talking my daughter to sleep. Damn, my daughter to sleep. Damn. At least I'm doing your job. Saka deserves a trophy. But man will say Arteta out, but he must be backed. I just think for me, I'm very balanced with Arteta. I like him, but I like my club. I think Arteta could shit in certain people's mouths and they'll say they're fed. Like they're just over glazing off the guy. When the man himself says, I want to win, we're not happy. And then I just think there's some that he can do no right. Where the truth is in the middle. But everyone's allowed their opinion, man. Like if you believe he's the guy, you don't believe he's the guy, it's your business. It's been more of an even game. Ben, no corner. Ooh, Benjamin, what's that? Okay. Bit of a dodgy cross there. Dodgy clearance, sorry. Arsenal need to do better in the transfer windows. No entity is to blame, but overall there needs to be better selling and buying going on. Amen. Right, there's been some good signings. 15 minutes to go, by the way, but we need to get over to the next level now. And I don't know how you do that. Like, do you find unknown players that can really make a difference, or do you kind of do what we did with Declan Rice and players that aren't available, you make them available? DG with 115 charges hanging over City's head. Do you think players would be reluctant to join them and we can capitalize on that? Not really, because I think they're going to bust case. You've got all the money that the world could have and you spend all of that. So why would you not get the best lawyers? From when you read stuff around City, it seems like there's quite a confidence that they'll get away with it or whatever. I can't even say get away because I don't know. And as long as Pep's still there, there's stuff there. Okay, we're seeing some young players and just some players in general. It looks like Trossard's going to come on. Lewis Skelly and Ethan are going to come on. Reece Nelson and Kivio are going to come on, as well as Jorginho. Fair enough, you know, last friendly. But majority of the players got significant minutes. Go on, Lewis. Martinelli. Ethan, Miles, Nelson, can we go back? Trossard, can we back? Kai. Even Kai looks shattered, and he's probably one of the... am I right to say Kai Havertz is probably one of the most fittest players in Arsenal's team? Players come and go, but the Arsenal remains. Managers come and go. When Ashley Cole left Arsenal, I stopped attaching personally to individuals at the club and focused solely on supporting the Arsenal. I think all us football fans have to go through that, man. Like, I agree. Ashley Cole, for me, it was Ashley Cole was everything to me. Thierry Henry. The last player I somewhat got attached to is Alexis Sanchez. He's the last player I got on the back of my shirt. But yeah, I don't really try to. It's hard not to get attached to players. It's hard not to like Saliba, Saka, and all these guys. But it's a business at the end of the day, man. And more time, the hottest loves, like in life, have the coldest ends. Ironically, like Alexis Sanchez, like versus when he came into the club to how he cut. Go on, Nelson. Show Leicester and West Ham what they're missing out on. Could this be a signal that Eddie Nketiah is close to leaving? Because he looks like he's not going to play a part. Gabriel, big Gabby's coming off. Did score. Lewis Skelly's coming on. Again, with the changes being made, which has been the case, I hope we don't concede, but it's like we're more likely to concede. And look at all the dads and mums taking their kids out. That's what it's about. Imagine there's little kids out there that are being forced to support Tottenham Hotspurs. May their lifetime be filled with pain from a footballing perspective. Ashley Cole is everything, man. But do you know what it is? As I've started to understand football, I always get it. If you didn't want to pay the man the money, fair enough, innit? Like, I don't think there's many Arsenal players. Obviously, there was a point during the Emirates era that players, they were winning stuff, but they were getting crap since they left Arsenal. I can't begrudge Van Persie, Omri, Ashley Cole, Samir Nasri, Cesc Fabregas. As much as I would have loved for them to stay, I can't begrudge them for leaving, because at the end of the day, it's a job. And I know football's filled with, you know, emotions. It's a relationship of convenience. We don't love them. We love the fact that he played for Arsenal and what they can bring. I think it looks like Lewis Skelly's playing left back. Calafori's gone centre half with Kivio. And here's a break, people. Oh, he is offside. For me, paying with Sagna, Clichy, Adebayo, Nasri. For me, it was a business at that point. Like, Clichy, cool. You wanted to cut. Sagna, we knew you would. That whole year, we knew you was going for free. Nasri, quality player, but at that point, it is what it is. Would you have rather kept Granit over Partey? Nah, not really. When you actually learn the inner workings, though, you realize Wenger was trying to play Cole. Should have paid the man. Everyone should have been paid what they want, but naturally, clubs don't. It's a business, isn't it? It's like you lot in your working life. You know, typically, a lot of businesses in some of your normal 9-to-5s, they won't, like, you might be at your job and you're doing amazing, and you know you're doing more than your remit. They won't always want to give you a pay rise. That's why you typically see they won't give you a pay rise. When you leave, they'll have a higher salary for the new recruit. It don't make sense. It's a business at the end of the day. And if Ashley Cole really was everything to you, you would have paid him what he wants. Of course, some players are greedy. And I do find it quite funny where, especially English pundits call players money grabbers, because half of you, especially the ones that are in the media around Arsenal, you've all got stories where, oh, George Graham didn't pay us enough. Go get your money. Because at the end of the day, what's the alternative? Had Van Persie, Omri, Cesc, all of these guys stayed at Arsenal, they might be held in high regards, but time moves on. At some point, they're just going to get a hand. That's what they're going to get, a testimonial. That's it. F off. Nobody. It's not that no one cares, but once you retire, nobody cares anymore. Football's a dead game, bro. Look at Messi. Barcelona shagged Messi and somehow got into a scenario they didn't give him a renewal. Clubs don't care. They care what you're doing. Saliba's off as well. 2-0, disappointing. Disappointing, harsh. Cesc Fabregas, I wouldn't even say Cesc hurt, because you've always, I think them times everybody knew at some point you're going to cut to Barcelona. The only thing that I would say came close to hurting with Cesc Fabregas was, what did they win? I swear they either won the Euros or the World Cup. I think it's the World Cup, and you saw the Barcelona players at the time putting the shirt over them, thinking, like, respect us. What's all that about? And by then, let's be honest, Arsenal was a business. We were just trying to keep the lights on, get Champions League, pay off the stadium. Calafiori's done very well there. And I must admit, I didn't even rate Clichy like that. He was a good player, but ooh, Raya, love that. Well in, Ethan, love that. Love that. Lewis Kelly, come on, showed them. Lewis once. Raya. All right, cool, Raya. He's found Kivio. Wonder what the future holds for Kivio. And to be fair, for all the Kivio, Ramsdale, Nelson links, if there's no official offers, you have to stay in it. Martin Wondergaard's done very well. Oh, Ethan, lovely. I showed them, Ethan. Ethan, you're bottling 50-50s there. I hate when they say, why is a foreign player going to Saudi for money? Do they think players play for fun? If it was for fun, they'd be playing with their friends in Brazil. I'm shocked Frankie de Jong is on 720k a week. That's crazy. Yeah, a footballer career is short. On average, you're a baller for 9 years. Do what you want, bro. Reece Nelson. Odegaard. Benjamin White. I am happy to see Benjamin White, Odegaard significant minutes. It's a business at the end of the day. No one cares, bro. Do you know how dirty some clubs play footballers in general? But naturally, fans, you're not going to see that side. When people call, you can't just do things based on passion and money, but people call people money grabbers and whatnot. We wouldn't want more money. Martin Wondergaard. Oh, too much on that for Nelson. That's a corner, though. Nelson, you've done well. We got a corner from that. After Cole, Clichy, Monreal was our best left backs. I think Monreal was better than Clichy, but let's be honest. What left backs did we really have during the Emirates era? It's only now, really, with Monreal. Again, they've just basically signed for the club, but the Tomiyasus, the Timbers, the Calafioris, probably even Zinni as well. We've not really had much. What else you lot saying? Clichy cost us the title and then left and said he wanted to win trophies. Can't stand him. I can't blame them, bro. Like, I can't blame them. Got one career. If you left Arsenal and you won Prems and Champs and these things, like, bro, how many footballers can say they've got them? And at the end of the day, when all the talking's done, you made yourself happy. Do you reckon Henry will get back into management after the Olympics? Maybe he's got a taste for it, but oh my. Kivio, what is that, bro? Kivio, bro. This ain't going in, though. Raya, lovely. It should be 2-1. Don't watch that. Mistakes happen. Don't watch that, Kivio. I thought we was done for. From one simple throw-in. That might not even been Kivio. That might have been Jorginho, to be fair. Sorry, Kivio. No, it weren't Kivio. Sorry, Kivio. Jorginho, the stream's terrible. What was that, Georgie? Damn. Solanke will cook for Spurs? Probably. I'm still attached to Aubameyang. Hottest loves have the coldest ends. The only thing I just hate how the Aubameyang situation went, because he just left like a thief in the night, really and truly, innit? Really. And there's 3 sides to every story. One day it will, like, there's the club side, there's Aubameyang side, and there's the truth. Haven't heard Aubameyang side, just the clubs. Even with the all, because one of you asked me about the All or Nothing documentary last stream. Really, truly, is Arsenal going to paint the correct narrative? I'm not saying they're wrong, but are they going to paint the correct narrative of that, or are they going to make the club look like it's all them in the right? Naturally, you're going to do that. Trust me, one day everything will come out. You sold Trossard very short there. Got no chance. I'm a big fan of Ethan. Ethan's doing nothing of significance, but it's off the ball. He's learning, man. This is what gets you to play games. Yes, on the ball, you have to make the difference, but it's off the ball. He's maturing. Lewis as well. Ben White, Raya wants. Time. Calafiori wants. Cala wants. Ricky. Finally get to see him in action. Calafiori plays Kivio. Go on, Kivio. What is this woke stuff? We've got 2 left-footed centre-halves. Football's getting too woke. I'm seeing centre-halves in the Community Shield yesterday doing stuttered run-ups. And I'm seeing goalies doing that. Onana's the biggest dickhead there is, isn't it? Why does he keep doing that? Big Manchester United, you know. They had Van der Sar, Schmeichel, and back when the hair was good. Idiot thing. Big up you lot, people. There's been a lot of chat here. A lot of different things. Leno said the all or nothing doc was wrong. I don't think it's wrong, but is it all the way right? Because naturally, if I own a club or an organization, I don't want to show anything that's going to put me in a bad light. How much are you honestly going to see? All I'm going to say on that Aubameyang situation is look around the time we played Villarreal. There's 3 sides to every story. One day, everything will come out. Nowadays, players get scholarships at age 17, 18 before entering pro deals. Then they're too eager to get into first team. It's too hard for them. So all they hope is to get a chance to shine. 16, but I hear it. Kirill just trying to make the last few minutes more exciting. Respect. To be fair, it wasn't even Kirill. It weren't even Kirill, man. We were relatively stable at left back in the Emirates era. Monreal was trash, be real. Van Persie left to win a league. Fabregas the same. Only Fabregas' departure hurt me. Monreal was never... who was that? Jesus was in there. Monreal was not trash. Big up Tierney as well. Forgot Tierney, but he went outside. Monreal weren't trash. His first 6 months at Arsenal, he was horrible, and then he fixed up. Monreal therefore weren't trash. Weren't amazing, but he therefore weren't trash. Exactly. Look at Chalobah. Even when Chalobah got back into the Chelsea team initially, was he not on loan and refused to leave? These clubs do not care about you, bro. Of course, some clubs are more classy than others. They don't care. When it's time to rub you out, you're getting rubbed out. Don't get attached as much as you can. I know it's difficult when you're 8 years of age and you've been there. The clubs don't care, bro. And it's not even just the clubs don't care. It's the belly of the beast. God forbid, yeah. Just say Arteta left Arsenal for whatever reason. And I'm exaggerating. Oh, that's poor from Lyon. He kept it on. And I'm exaggerating. Like, let's just say Arteta left tomorrow and we get a new manager and he decides sack of shit. You're not playing. You're done. Football fundamentally is a game of opinions. Ethan, hit it. Hit it. We're gone. Hey, Len. The angles. Head up. Head up. Go home. Go home. Get your head up, lad. Get your head up, lad. Lovely close control. Lovely, Ethan. Be strong. All right, Ethan. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting there. Just take your time with this guy, man. He's lit. He's lit. Look at him, saucy. Believes in himself. Balance and that. Left-footed. Lovely. Talk to me about Chido Obi Martin and these shit use. The ones that need to stay, need to stay. Go on, Lewis Kelly. Come, pick out a man. Who wants it off him? We got another goal if you lot want it. Going through the motions, yeah, really and truly. That's why I don't blame players for staying on huge contracts or holding clubs to ransom. But do your thing. But the thing is, football is tribal, bro. Football is tribal. Many people can't look at things objectively. Fans just it's a gang, basically. Fans just say, well, you're leaving my club. No, you can't leave the club I've supported my whole life. You're a money grabber, you're this, you're that, you're the third. Ethan, go on, hit it. Right peg. Yeah. Oh, lucky, unlucky. It's a harsh business, bro. Shootout is going on later, even the Arsenal won the match. Yeah, I completely forgot there's pens. The match was quite boring, but at least we won the cup. I didn't say boring. Boring's harsh. Boring's harsh. But we've gone through the motions in the second half. We've done the job. But sometimes, if this was a Premier League game, it weren't amazing. But it looks like we're going to get the 3 points, in it. 2 minutes of added on time, folks. I wonder who's going to take pens. Lewis Kelly. And we also got to see California. Benjamin White, ambitious ball over the top. Bueno. What else you lot saying? We scored the way up. Some players there for one trophies elsewhere. Can't blame them. DG, would you rather win 6 Champions Leagues or 6 Premier League? 6 Champions Leagues any day. I'd rather win 1 Premier League, 1 Champions League over that. If you offered me 2 Prem titles or 1 champs, I'm having the champs, bro. Like, Champions League is everything. Like, that's the one trophy I'd love Arsenal to win. Even though it'd only be 1. You see, listen, it'll be a bad day for non-Arsenal fans, especially on my channel if we win the champs. You couldn't tell me anything. The sins of 06 have to be addressed. So far, but so we're too big of a club not to win that. Like, we need to be serious in Europe. Arsenal fans, young and old, like, we've never been serious in Europe. We need to probably focus on trying to do stuff in this country before that. But big Arsenal ain't got champs. And we almost saw Spurs win it. I would always think, listen, I don't care about Liverpool, but Liverpool, you'll always have my respect for making sure that never happened, especially because they had a new stadium as well. All our things would have been redundant. Ref, what's that? That was a foul. There's a bit of an elbow there. I wonder who's going to take pens. Kivior is one very underrated baller. I'm sure he is. Go show that somewhere else. I'm sure he is. I'd take minimum 10 points out of 15 for our tough start. Bring it on. Did you sort the FPL league yet? Eager to see your team. I haven't, but listen, by next week we'll be there. It will be there. California to take a pen. Why not? Cess leaving was not so bad. However, when the club allowed him to go to Chelsea, I was glad. I was vexed when he went to Chelsea, but at the end of the day, you won the Prem. You done what you needed to do. If Arsenal not trying to bring you back, Chelsea were doing serious things them times. Go ahead and do what you're doing. Van Persie, it made sense. We tried to, they messed around with the Juventus move. United came in. Ferguson's telling him certain things. You went and won the title, innit? It is what it is. Big up Ainsley Maitland now as he's back. Ben White talking to him like, what? Got some new stuff, yeah? I think let me stop. It's all entertainment. People speaking on Monreal probably never watched Gibbs. Santos were in the mud. Hey, I remember when we thought Gibbs was a steady Eddie. Shout out Kieran Gibbs, but hey, original meatiness. Whereas Tierney Binny's not involved. Monreal was average in a trash era of joke football. Nah, I mean, even if you were average, that's cool. There's many an average player that's one stuff, but to call Monreal shit, horrible. I thought he was crap in his early days at Arsenal. The first 6 months, I did not rate him at all, and then he became lit. If you watch Onana as a comedian and not as a goalkeeper, he's actually quite impressive. Onana is lit. The one thing I'd say he's lit at is he's very confident and he's very good at ball distribution. Other than that, he's shaky. All or nothing was club propaganda. Should we be surprised, though? DG should have at least 400 likes for this watch-along. Get the likes up. Appreciate you, Alvin, and everyone else. It's been a great watch-along, man, if I'm honest. Aubameyang said Arteta is good with youngsters but can't deal with big players. There might be some truth in that, but naturally Arteta's going to have to get better at that. There might be, because naturally, I guess when you've got a young squad, it's easier to control them, isn't it? But then again, some reports say that Ozil, Aubameyang, Pepe, they all had a great relationship with Arteta, but it just had to happen, and it's a club decision. But that did come out of the Athletic, no shade, but clearly the Athletic have a good relationship with Arsenal. They're going to put propaganda out and not, I wouldn't say lie or not tell the truth, but we all know there's gamesmanship being played, man. That's what I find difficult. I guess it's a life lesson, innit? But for all football clubs and all journalists, a lot of journalists work for these clubs. They don't want to tell the truth because they want to still get their tickets and be in the press conferences and whatnot. And I'm not even saying be negative. Just ask the God's honest truth, man. Oh, when's this penalty shootout going on, then, man? There's too much love being shown on the pitch. Come on, man. Trossard, I want to see you take one. Not like the one in America. Look at Ainsley Maitland now talking to Zinni and that, like, yo, man, got flavors, got stars, got everything you want, you know. No, I got Riz now. Hey, it's all entertainment. Why didn't they do a penalty shootout in the last game then? The Spanish coach worked his way up from the youth setup. We have Mertesacker and Wilshere. Shouldn't we upgrade our youth coaching? If there's capacity to do it, why not? Monreal is the same level as Kolasinac, both mid. You didn't watch him. Monreal's twice the player Kolasinac was. Kolasinac was a funny signing because he made no sense. Like, looking at him, you would think he's one of them man there. Like, but he was just on some Ronaldinho stuff, trying roulettes and crazy things. Edu, regarding transfers, be patient. You won't be disappointed. Inshallah. Yeah, that's the only thing Liverpool supporters can say. And I can be quiet. Champions League. We ain't won it, man. Listen, I'm in a group chat with Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and City fans. Well, a City fan who used to be an Arsenal fan. That's what they do. Oh, Champions League. And then I have to run, but you're not invincible, though. And yeah, man. DJ, I can't take another trophy this season. It will break me. I want a trophy, man. What happened to the stream? Don't do this with the penalty shootout. Don't do this. Okay, we're back. Unpopular opinion: the Emirates Cup's trophy is horrible, man. Pep is accused of the same thing. You can even see Haaland always bored when he talks. Kolasinac cooked under Emre though. Yeah, Monreal won us an FA Cup in his own way. He'll always have my respect. Are you not sure there's a penalty shootout going on? Because I'm just seeing our players doing all of this. Are you not sure there's a penalty shootout going on? He did. Yeah, do you know how I think everybody knows Man City fans are used to support Arsenal 100% and they're shameless with it. One thing that pains me is seeing little kids now becoming City fans. Like, when was all this about? There's no shootout. So where did this you lot done me, man? You lot were trolling, man. Another mother's meeting on the pitch. I was very expecting pens. I fell for it. You got me then. You lot got me. Decent game and cameo. Good cameo from Calafiori. Who said there was going to be a penalty shootout? As much as fans complain about the amount of game time Saka plays, what gets overlooked is the amount of minutes Captain Odegaard logs every year because we don't have a good backup. I mean, the best players are always going to play, but you're all right. There's meant to be pens. Pens cancelled. Reading online, there's no pens. It's on Arsenal Twitter. When they needed to level up, they poached the league. How many Arsenal players went to City? We need to be doing that as well, man. I would love us to do that, man. Just like, because I do, if it was easy, I'd love us to get to that. Like, you know what? Kudus will have you, Gamaras will have you, Isaac will have you. Like what United used to do. That's all Man United used to do more time under Ferguson. Had their little crop of in the 90s, and then they just pick apart the best players. I wish we got Xavi Alonso or Michael Carrick at the times as well. Well, it don't look like there's a shootout, people, but we're waving to the fans and whatnot. Calafiori, welcome. I don't think you're going to start against Wolves. Did look a tiny bit rusty, but it's expected. We know you're going to do the business for us. We're at 383 likes, people. Come on, we can get 4. Stream chasing. Stop the timer, DG. James Bond, good looking out. To be fair, the commentator was saying penalty shootout. I guess it's confusion. Let me find out now. Maybe someone got their notes mixed up, man. I must admit, I can't see anything on Arsenal.com about penalties. Don't know. Calafiori ain't fully ready yet, but you can see he's intelligent straight away. His touches and body movement is excellent. There's no pens. The French channel cut the game. Maybe they won't because it's too hot. They just want to go home, man. Sadly, I think City are still slight favourites. Their youth looks good again. Slight favourites. Underwhelmingly the favourites. Monreal was solid. I don't know what these men are talking about. Bro, Monreal chipped in with enough important goals for us. Didn't he bag against City in like the semi-finals or something? He did something at Wembley as much as he stood up tall against in the back three as well with, you know, Mertesacker holding. Monreal, they'll always have my respect. You can't disrespect Monreal unless you're talking about the first 6 months where it's on the players to be professional, not the club. It's senior people to adjust to them. Man said Lyon coach put the cones out. To be fair, wouldn't you? Because she wouldn't be happy with that. They were better than Leverkusen, though. Way better than what we saw from Leverkusen. Nacho was a baller. Skelly is our new left back. Not at the moment, but he could get there. Was on Arsenal Twitter, but may have deleted it. We should have scored more. Didn't play too badly, though. I mean, second half was a bit of a just going through the motions. You could see there was a bit of tired legs. You know, good little cameos from Ethan, from Lewis Skelly once again. Also, Calafiori. Nice to keep a clean sheet. I think the first half, generally in the game, I think we could have scored some more goals. I think we definitely had 3 or 4 for us. Nice to score 2 from set pieces. Would have been even better to score from open play. I think the pressing was good. I think the decision-making collectively in the final third could have been better. I think Martinelli would probably be the one with the worst kind of decision-making in that. I think Saka could have done a lot better in that regards, but I'm not expecting perfection in it. Like, it was all right for the last game of the season, but last game of pre-season, apologies. And that's simply put, it's all on to Wolves now. Like, the time for talking's done. We all know the first 5 to 10 games we got. Hopefully, Edu and Mikel Arteta can do what needs to be, mainly Edu, do what needs to be done in the transfer market. What happened to the Salah guy? He was just as good as Ethan, if you ask me. I don't think he is, but probably not favoured there at the moment, innit? The post-match penalty shootout has been cancelled. The Emirates Cup trophy presentation will take place next. Fair enough. The sideways tactic will be terrible this season. We need an unpredictable player like Williams, not saying him, but someone with the spark. But how unpredictable will you be in the system? It's like Pep. How much unpredictability is there? Zinchenko against Wolves, it's not looking good, bruv. They got Neto in it, but they probably got a bag of other Portuguese duns. Somebody said we haven't got silverware. We've won the Emirates Cup. Unbelievably shameless. Our defenders got the goals. What's that say? That we need to be a bit better from open play, man. And again, I love the variety. I love the set pieces. But when you actually break down who gets our goals, how we get our goals, when our goals came in last season, I wouldn't say there's a problem, but there's something to monitor. Salah will be all right, man. I don't think he'll make the grade at Arsenal, but I think he'll be all right. I hope I'm wrong. I want the impossible dream of 11 Highlanders one day, all from goalie to striker, all playing for the club, but we all know that's an impossible dream, man. I still don't think we have a better squad than City. We don't. And to be fair, like who has a better squad in world football? Only Real Madrid maybe could chat to them. And then you've got the madman Pep Guardiola. Pens have been cancelled. I'm seeing a lot of comments around that. Wenger in the later years brought a lot of mediocre players. I think Arsene Wenger, as much as I love the guy, in his last few years at the club, I think he separated. I think Arsene Wenger and Arsenal, they were interlocked. He couldn't make the best decisions for Arsenal and for him. Occasionally he could, because he said not to give Ozil or Alexis new deals. The club buckled because it wouldn't have been... Hindsight's a lovely thing. It would have been better to let them both go, but it would have been terrible to see both at the same time go. It would be nice, Jay, man, but it's impossible. Yeah, and you can see Doku is peeing them off. But I would like unpredictability. Odegaard said, dash this trophy down the tunnel. Yeah, I know I want to see this. Big them up for winning it. And I'm not going to knock it, but it's an idiot thing, really. It's our trophy. It's our stadium. Is what it is, man. Hopefully this time, next season, we're playing in the Emirates Cup. And before the next season kicks off, we're showing off a trophy that we won in the previous year. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately, as we all know, folks. On that note, though, I don't want to bore you lot. It's Sunday. I'm sure some of you lot got Sunday dinner to cook/eat. As usual, the talking points, the watch along, everything, man. It's been amazing, you know. Again, appreciative to you lot. In terms of reaction vids, I'll get them out. Make sure you're following on the platforms. And on that note, you lot stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.
Against this right back, Charlie.
Really can't do that. California can't do that.